to the latency. Is it sending? Okay, cool. We're ready. Alright, going live. Very epic. Very awesome. Dude, let me put this in my Discord server because I know people wanted me to do a watch party. Yeah. Bing bong. Alright, hello people, what you doing? It's time for stage 5. Yeah. Discord OP. Can you watch party? Yeah, this is a watch party. Got you. Hi mayonnaise, hello Fallen, how you doing? Notification gang on top. Dude, no cap. Yo, what the fuck, Genshin Impact sus? No, not sus, it's cat. What the cat doing? Mal gay? Wow, I'm a cry now. JK, big fan. Oh, okay, thank you. Man says like Keone Bish. What? What? Emoji pudding Lumin. What? Lumine? What? Put Lisa? What? Dude, it's... What? It's literally like the only fucking photo that I have, dude. I just went to my camera roll. I was like, I need a new overlay on my Discord. I don't mean Discord. I mean fuck. What do you call it? You call it your YouTube overlay. And I did it. And I just looked through it and I saw that. What do you want, Raytex? I can see Raytex. Wait, who's even playing? What the fuck is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams. What do you want, Raytex? Jesus Christ. No, you can't climb the mountain with Amber. I do. Isn't that better? Or is that just for gliding? Oh my god, Raytex, you really did that just to ask that. Okay, buddy. Oh, and we're starting. Bruh, I haven't even paid attention. This thing has been so underhyped. What are we... You're going to sleep, it's 2 AM, bro. It's 2 AM for me too, dude. Nuke code? 178243851199769976245. Now go blow up a city or some shit, I don't know. Who will be crowned champion? Dude, who are you guys voting for? I don't even know who to vote. I don't even know who's gonna win. What do you mean it's 2 AM for you two? No shit, I live less than 20 minutes from you. How the fuck do you know that? Cappy, where are you from? Cappy? 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 Didn't even do open mic today. What's that?
With our grand prize, and this week I am joined by some fantastic talent on the desk. We've got Bobby Plays, one of the biggest names on YouTube in this studio. Bobby, let's start with you. We're coming into the World Finals. Last year we didn't get one. Now we've got the biggest names in the West all going toe-to-toe. How you feeling on day one?
I could not be more excited. It is literally 2 years in the making right now, and it all comes down to this. These teams have put in so much work over the past couple of years, and I'm super excited to see it all pay off.
Beef Mommy, there's been so many new names in the game. This is your first year casting your first ever Esports World Championship, and we are going to see some stellar competition. So what's on your radar? What are you looking forward to most?
Honestly, it's a long way from home. I came from Manila, as you can see over here, very proud.
And Trev is a pussy as usual. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you up. Oh my god, that's a loud mic. I'm sorry about that.
We've been waiting 2 years for a
I hate rank ascension quests. Dude.
This year we've already had
fucking
advantages. We're going
I'm
into
always
stage
told to
5.
save my
If you're
fragile
missing the previous
resin until I
action,
reach
catching you up
AR40
right
to
now.
AR45. But I don't know what the fuck it does. I've got like a few characters. I tried to do an Euler pool today, but I got a 4-star book. That's the best thing I got. You live in Melbourne? Oh, okay. You're lucky. I should do a Melbourne meetup. Everyone in Melbourne can come visit the mall and we'll get like Chadstone or some shit. And just like, I don't fucking know, dude.
It's all or nothing. Win or go home. 12 teams
Go beat WOM.
and 12
What?
will compete in the Western Finals.
What does that
Day 1
mean?
action features round-robin style play to determine the
Did I
top
say
4
something
teams,
bad?
with those teams moving into a double elimination bracket. On day
Okay.
2, only the
Oh,
fiercest
okay.
competitors will achieve Call
So we're
of
gonna have a
Duty
lot of
Mobile
games
glory.
today.
24
On which channel is
battles,
stage 5? Codem Esports.
144
Dude,
ultra
fucking
players.
Ferg streams get more than this. What? There's no way this is it,
Find out
right?
right here,
Dude,
right
is
now, as the Call of Duty
Ferg is streaming
World
right now with
Championship
more viewers.
begins.
No way.
That's right, Chad. It's
Oh my
time
God,
to get
what is
jacked
this
because
quality,
this is your
bro?
Western Finals featuring the top 4 teams from
Now
Europe.
sound
I'm bringing the
sleepy?
best
No,
4
I'm
teams
just
from North
trying to
America
stay
as well
quiet
as our top 4
because,
from Latin America. 12 teams, 2
my family
groups,
trying to
only
sleep.
2 teams
Oh,
moving on
okay.
from each group. This is do or die
NYSLM,
time. All
that's
the
gonna
pressure
be
on you, and it starts
interesting
right
for
now in heat
Cygnus.
number 1. I'm looking at
Cygnus.
that
No, they should have made
Navi
Tribe and
matchup, but
Cygnus
that's
go
not
together
the only
because
banger we got here
everyone's always
opening our
debating
beat.
which one
Bobby,
is
what
more
are you looking
better.
at here to open this
Who
day
am
up?
I going
Well,
for?
taking a look at ARP and
Hold on, let me
Skate,
see.
Not the only banger we got here in our
I want Tribe or Navy. I like Navy because I like money. Money's cool as.
What are you looking at here to open this day up?
Well, taking a look at ARP,
Dude,
half,
go.
Azilium and Godsend, they weren't supposed to be here.
What I
The
want?
fact that, you know,
I'm gonna
they
get
took a
so
second
much
chance, they will
fucking
definitely
hate
win.
for this.
Bobby, we've got a lot of top
I just
dogs in this
want,
one. A lot of people talking about groups of death or who's gonna be favored.
I want Garena to come 3rd or lower because holy shit, I just need them to shut the fuck up about how sweaty their region is. Like, I don't fucking care.
I wasn't expecting that.
Their egos are gonna be so fucking massive if they win, and I just don't want that to happen. Oh, that's all I want, dude. Nothing against the Garena teams, it's just the Garena community.
In this competition, but they're a very momentum-based team. So if they build that momentum early on, good chance it carries all the way through.
Here in the round robin, you are guaranteed to see all 12
Calcio,
teams,
isn't
and
it
they are
like
all
4 AM for
competing
you?
this one prize. You don't want to walk away with second place, because if you get second, you don't
China
get to
teams
put this
though?
thing on
Isn't
your
China
mantle.
not
You
playing
want
in
this
this? Don't
front
they have their
and center.
own thing?
The brand new Call of Duty Mobile World Championship trophy.
Damn, that actually looks
Everyone
pretty cool,
wants
not
to get
gonna
their
lie.
hands on this baby, and not just the trophy,
China
the
teams,
money
so the
that comes
toxicity,
along
yeah, I
with
saw
it.
that
Beat
like
Mommy,
Key
there is some
19,
serious
whatever it
cash up
is.
for grabs.
They were
Seriously,
talking
taking out the
so
first place,
much, dude.
$300,000 up for grabs. But taking a look at the 5th and 12th place, 40K ain't that bad. Just for being here in this
Bobby just
competition, that is
tweeted.
some serious money indeed. We even did some calculations. First place will give you 250
It's
Sony's
pronounced
Xperia
Navi?
1
Oh,
monitors.
okay.
Now, that's a lot of phones, and we don't
I
have
thought it was
enough fingers to
Navy.
actually go and play them.
We have one of the
Fuck.
best devices on the market in the hands of our
We
players
should meet up
tonight.
at
Big
Melbourne
shout out to
Central,
Sony's
Geelong or
Xperia
Chadstone.
1 Mark III
Maybe. That's
official
actually not a bad
smartphone
idea.
for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship. Our matches are about to kick off. All of our players have their devices in the hands, so it's time to send it over
Work,
to our
which
casters
server
on the
you
wall
on?
today.
Are you talking to
We've
someone
got
else, Chef? I don't even
Abijah
know.
and iHome
India's on
Shift
60
coming up in
FPS.
just a moment. First,
Yeah.
though, we gotta
Bro,
tell you
why'd
more
they have to
about
do
the
that?
official smartphone. Let's
Because
take a
now
look.
Indians have an
Xperia
excuse
1
for when they lose. Oh no. No offense to Indians. Like, Indians are at the same time the nicest and the most toxic people I've ever seen. Like, they got the biggest and the smallest egos at the same time. Alright, check Boulder's tweet. Let's see this. We can't wear headsets because our Airbnb can handle the devices connected with the streamer kids. We're coming and listening through the room. Coming and listening through the room. What? Bro, Bobby said Indians playing on 60 FPS is not a big deal. Dude, you guys need to hear me out. 120 FPS is the biggest advantage you can have in this game, single-handedly. 160 FPS versus 120 is more of a difference than phone and iPad. And I can promise you that it is fucking massive, especially with snipers. Snipers, the difference is just like, bro, I'm telling you, 60 FPS feels like a game, 120 feels like real life. Now what happens to you playing? Oh yeah, see, this is me over here. See, I'm actually playing and casting at the same time.
More hype than that Sony's Xperia 1 Mark III commercial. I tell you, we sit over here, we hear game over, we're hype getting these games with these players. Looking at our
Luckily,
right
I'm
now,
gonna play on 120. Oh yeah, Chaff, when you get in that phone, you're getting a. I mean, your iPad. You're getting an iPad, aren't you? Have you got it yet?
Personally, Chef, I like to think about how Seed
I didn't know what 120 FPS feels like. Bro, it is so smooth. You don't understand. Oh, when I first shot it, I had to blink so much. Like, I didn't think it was real. I remember Boston's Skyline. I really feel like I've recognized that name from somewhere. Guys, what's the bet? That in this server, in this stream, there's either a bullshit DQ. There is a massive comeback, or I don't even know, dude. Yeah, which one? There is a bullshit DQ, or fucking a bullshit DQ, or a massive comeback. If the new COVID variant doesn't solve flights, oh okay, dude, I'm going to Singapore in January. If the new variant fucks me over, I am officially cancelling COVID.
And to get out of the top 2 is what your goal is, because otherwise, you know, whether you finish 5th or 12th, you're still walking with the 40 grand. So
try Bolus at game day with no practice. Why? Why would you do that?
Determine the fate of some of these teams off the get-go. Specifically, I know we're going to be watching a lot of ARP and Skade. That's a match that I feel like ARP needs to win, but if Skade can find a way to upset, that would be huge for one of the Latin American teams to potentially make moves in their group. And also, going to be going back and forth between a couple of different things.
Sleeping through things we will witness.
Well.
Hold up.
Explicit being one of those squads that honestly
the flights got cancelled. Yeah, I saw Nova Neil's tweet. Oh, we're already going to the game. What?
They didn't actually make it to stage 4.
Wait, is this right now? No, this is right now.
Did not make it at all towards that regional finals, but of course winning Masters puts them in this position. And as we get into Crossfire for map number 1.
Oh, it is number 1. Okay, I thought it was just like a replay. Okay.
Already a lot of trading
for this one, I want.
Looks like Nova is trying to get in. They did have
who do you guys want to win?
Just a second, but again, we are only in the first opening moments of this hard point, though. 30 seconds still left over. We can see the clouds coming in from the side.
Bro, what are they spectating?
The trades are just not going in their favor. Looks like 2 players are going to try to slide in, but the door is being held by
He's already
as they're going to go ahead and get a lead here.
Also keep in mind for
the dude who posted, who tweeted was joking. Huh? Bolu knows warm-up joke. He didn't even need a flight. What?
The hard point's got to go from one side of the
didn't he need to go from EU to NA?
So this juggle kind of going back and forth between hard point 2 and then hard point 5.
We'd like to see
it's going to be a very difficult one to
manage. Oh my god, those shots.
Find yourself spawning out. But as we get the rotation, hard point yet to open. Explicit is actually already here looking to contest the early time.
If you pay attention to your
Wait, stage 5 doesn't have rewards? Didn't they for the first one? Okay, let's go explicit. Let's go explicit. Oh my god, this guy's dead. Oh, the Thumper. Apparently the Thumper is meta.
Barely quickly contested as they're forcing their way in.
A little bit of a 50-50 spawn situation. You see the team in blue, Nova, still spawning top left side, so they will be able to reinforce a bit sooner, but Solo in a great position up top and broken. And watch
you forgot his name?
Finish off the kill in front of him.
Man, remember from Squid Games? Yeah, I remember you.
As they do so, 30 seconds left on the clock, and look at Explicit. They're actually already making a rotation to get all the way across the map.
Get him.
Hoping to get an early
Get him.
Point.
Solo
get him.
Clearly being a one-man army here. He had to get shut down. He finally will.
Good shit. Oh yeah, Solo. Solo, I love this guy.
Of hill time, but to move his team on the other side of the map. The last couple of seconds of scrap time.
He was the one that was playing in the bed, wasn't he?
We're looking at a pretty even game across the board, 45 to 43, with the final seconds going in favor of Nova.
Weapon meta is definitely a topic of conversation that
this guy is dead. Wait, oh my god.
what is a new weapon comparatively.
That's actually a really cool diamond skin. What the hell? Bro,
currently taking place of what were
do you see that iron sight, guys? That's actually so pay to win.
As we fight just underneath Laundry,
Oh.
it is to be explicit, who did get here first with predominant spawns, and the kill feed seems to favor them as well, but Nova not giving up yet.
SKS Miller, bro. The SKS is actually so fun to use. Unless you're at close range, it's not fun at all, dude. I tried to use spaces SKS and it felt so slow. Like,
Saturn's trying to do what he
super
could to
slow.
get into that hill and try to game his teammates' spawns, but unfortunately he would get taken down. So this is a lot of time going to the side of
42 round fast mag, imagine. Dude, 42 and 46 mag on the type is low-key better than this dumping power. Because it's just not worth it. All it does is 4 shots at leg or some shit. And I don't give a fuck, I can just do that anyways. I can just aim at the upper body. And it's like, the disadvantages are just not worth it. Bro, this is low-key one of my least favorite hardpoint maps apart from Terminal. You guys know the Terminal, the planned hardpoint? That is literally the worst hardpoint in the entire game. I hate it with a passion, and I will always tell everyone how much I hate it.
Gaia should get some free kills here, as you said, and he will do just that. 2 kills going in the favor, keeps them off contesting for a hot minute now.
100% if the reward for first place is 300k dollars, a playable max walker with 40k, deadass. Are you sure, Chav? I feel like it would be at least 70k.
Efficiency is going to have to be,
but that's only the winner. It's kind of esports really worth it, dude. It really doesn't seem like it is. Tribe Gaming Treat? Alright, let me look at this.
Again, you know, it was a huge surprise during Stage 4 to see Explicit knock off a team like Tribe, but hey, you're kind of seeing why they were able to. They were great in hard points, and they're starting to showcase that maybe they've gotten a little bit better, but I say all of that.
Okay, so the first game will not be on stream,
final hard point of the rotation all the way in the back right corner of the map, and Nova is completely
bro, they're not streaming the first game.
But they're going to need a full 60 plus some if they want to have a chance of maybe steal away this first map.
This is the first early rotation Nova has
because Texas is an awkward takedown and team will just be behind it.
All of the kill streaks, and Explicit is capitalizing, as we saw.
Why are they not showing Tribe's game? That sucks,
dude. They only need 10 seconds to win. Lucifer looking to force a path for his team to get into this hill, but Nova is holding
Tribe
on.
has to play with that headset because the Airbnb can't handle the devices. How does that even work?
That's going to be Explicit spawning right next to the hill.
Honestly, Cotter should have had transportation. Should have been taking care of transportation for players. Like, Valorant Champions, they're doing it perfectly right now, dude. What's up, Forza? I see you in chat. Who do you think's gonna win? In this game, I feel like it's gonna be Explicit. And then in total, maybe Tribe or Muscle. Honestly, I found the Eastern Finals way more interesting. We got Garena, Japan, and India in there, and those are just great games.
Are going to be close enough to contest, but they can't get past the pre-fire of Solo XP, who's now also calling in his streak
like
as
one
well.
of the Garena team manager was taking 80% of the team's wins. No, what? That's bullshit. There's no way, right?
And this should be map 1 going in favor of Explicit.
Nice.
Solo looking so darn good.
Oh, what's this team playing? Skating up. Oh, they're streaming them at the same time. 5,000 watching. How much does iFeg have?
I think a lot of the conversation is, you know, you look at Nova, you look at ARP, those are the 2 favorites by seeding overall.
Damn.
They're must wins. And now all of a sudden,
that's actually not even... That dude got fired? Oh, okay. That was a scam, 80% one. Dude, that reminds me of FaZe and Tfue. Remember the FaZe and Tfue 80% thing?
In this game, but already a lead in favor of ARP. And not only that, if you saw that kill feed lit up red as they wiped every member out of Skate away from this. So this is quite the money off the side of ARP here. So they get all
that sounds very sarcastic.
50 and 20 now, 35 seconds left on this hill. A couple of contests coming in, but looks like Skate isn't really waiting for their teammates. This is a team that I like to see play on top of each other, play out the trades, wait for each other when they push this hill, but looks like they're getting picked apart right now.
And that was one of the big notes we kind of took away watching back over
Up Gaming. I've never heard of Skate. Are they good, guys?
Hero plays trying to come out, and largely some of them were successful, but you're playing up against a different caliber of breed here. When
Folk stage 5, I'm here for the EU drama. What's the EU drama? Is it just the, next week is East and Finals, so you're rooting for East? I want Scars to win. But it really doesn't look like that, because they're just not adapting to meta.
It was a break on old, but unfortunately the
Oh,
time
it's
just
such
was
an
not
Eddie.
enough. It allowed ARP to
Jason
set up for new
Bumpers.
in trailer and just hold these doors. Jesus Saves actually just found a 3-piece on the likes of ARP, so they actually will be able to break.
I really don't feel
back
like I want Japan to win. I want Scars to
Looks like some
win.
streaks might be getting called into
But I
play
don't
as
feel like
well,
it's gonna
but here inside
happen
of that trailer looks like they aren't going to get you out
because
anytime soon.
they just haven't
Honestly
adapted to the
speaking, for
meta. They're
Skate,
still running
this is
5 men
really
and
good for them.
mixing.
Not only do they find a way to break in with still 35 seconds to play with, but they were able to exhaust over a Tempest, were able to get rid of a score streak in the form of the Predator missile, and you also had the drones out. So,
Dude, we better have
speaking,
the
this has
final
been
2
early solid for
teams.
Skate. Yes, they will be a
Whatever the
rebreak
2
attempt here
teams
for
are
ARP,
that are
but in terms
left.
of
Oh my
efficiency,
god, this.
that's a lot of
What is
resources
that
used for
skin?
ARP
Where did you guys
just to
get
try
that
to
skin,
hold on to
bro?
this hard point.
And a little bit of
It's
a
like
double-edged
a
sword
good
there
ass
for
scheme.
Me-Shift as they invested so much right
What's
into this
that
hill
by
just to tie up
side?
the game. Now ARP has broken into the last 20 seconds of hard time. It's 80 to
Hard
50,
time.
and they've also gone on rotation for next as well. So although the light at the end of the tunnel for Skate seemingly looked longer than it was, ARP is showing why they are the #1 seed.
Very important set of gunfights coming up here.
Heaven said, Bobby said Heaven's the best player in Garena. Yeah, thanks, dude. He's actually
An
nutty.
opening has been earned for Lenz as he finds a point of ingress. And with that, ARP are still kind of searching to see where exactly are Skate going to be coming from. Smoke embellishes the backside of the hard point. It's a bit of a pinch coming
Now,
out.
have you played
Just
the new
Leo's
event on
by himself
Genshin yet? Is
backside
that the
trailer, but there's
painting
a
one?
Goliath inside
I've
the
got like
hill,
I've painted
and
like
ARP
one
will
thing,
use
dude.
that to kind of just
I
lock
got further
things up.
paintings
Gravity's
and I
quite
just
comfortable.
painted
That'll help
once.
neutralize the Goliath, but
How many
still,
times do you have to
a
paint?
nasty
Like
battle
5?
unfolding inside of Wood.
That was a huge flank out of Leo's and
I want
collapsed onto the hill with
Primo
his teammates,
Gems, and I
but
wanna
unfortunately
get
the trades did
Euler.
not go in their favor with that Goliath called
Euler.
in.
How do you
So
fucking
as
say
ARP
it?
are
I don't
looking to
know.
break the
Euler.
100
I'm
point
saying it
mark
like
here,
Euler.
not only that, they are still looking to break into this hill. Only 20 seconds left to scrap time, hoping to see a rotation out of either
You know,
side
on the
of these
esports
teams.
version,
Looks
now
like
every
that's gonna be
single
used to save on the
legendary.
other
Yeah,
side now.
facts. I know that.
Again, it's scrappy, but it's
The
working.
Thumper is comp meta now.
Just down
Apparently
30
so.
seconds,
Apparently got a
13
buff.
seconds to soak up.
Grizz said
30
something
seconds
about it
Red
being
Arrows are already
meta
rotating
in
over towards
chance.
10. The big question will be how much more do you want to match this if you're
Oh,
skating? Because you
what-
would
bro,
love to
apparently
soak
they
up all
banned
this
quick
time.
fix
At a
as
certain point,
well.
here's the thing, the way I look at it.
Did they ban
It's been
quick fix?
40-20s
Oh no,
essentially
never
so
mind. This
far
guy's using it.
favoring ARP.
Dude,
Skate
why are
needs
they
to get in a
not
position
all?
to
They
win
should
one of these
low-key
rotations
all
and
use
actually
quick
start
fix.
a hard point in their favor instead
Quick
of just trying
fix
to
is
break.
by far the
This
best
might be
green
the
pack
point
in
as
the
Miguel
game, dude.
actually went on a full flank through mid and shot the initial touch off of ARP off of the reset of rotations here. Now they could do it 50 seconds. Nobody's in pure
I
control
got some
just yet. It
dice
looks like
in
Limbs
the
is struggling
gas
to stay
trap.
alive top
Trap
wood here.
sucks.
Nobody's on time currently as it is just scrappy back and forth gunfights in the middle of the map.
But 3 straight kills, now make it 4 for Skate. Panky, the only one for ARP to get involved. Trophy system goes down, trying to keep Limbs as safe as possible. Also has the safety
If
blanket of the Goliath,
SVD
but
isn't
let's be
banned for
honest, you're
stage
not gonna call
5,
that in right in the middle of
SVD
the
will
hard
be
point.
comp meta.
ARP setting
Dude,
up,
I don't know
looking for
why they
something on
banned the
backside of middle of
SVD.
map,
It
but
doesn't make
really the
sense,
flank is
dude.
dealt with by Lens. So yeah, you do get an entry and a contest here for ARP, but there's not enough members
They
here to actually
banned
soak up any time.
Space's
So again,
SVD,
what I'm getting
and
at,
they're
the long
trying
and
to
short
get
of it
his
is
SKS
Skate
banned
is
as
coming out
well.
on top.
15 seconds left in this hill will put them over the 100-point mark and in a position to rotate. That's a big 3-piece for the side of Skate. They're going to
Nice.
get control for P2
Dump that
as
shit.
well. They could force ARP to spawn back here and
Oh,
create a
they've
little
actually
bit of a
got
trap
mad
as you pay
spawns
attention to your
right here.
minimap.
Holy.
5 and 3. They're now spawning on the other side, and I don't know if Skate caught wind of it just yet as we're going to try and fight our way into this trailer.
But they've got the Goliath.
How many
calmed
players
down
complained
and ready to
about
go
it?
just
So
as
it
the
got
hard point
banned?
opens. Coming out into
Bruh.
headquarters. Vortex gone out. That's gonna do some significant damage. They're also blocking off the rotation. Wait for ARP. This is magical.
Because ARP
You also
scared of
got the
Space Racing
grenades coming on in,
Simulator?
and they
Bruh.
neutralize the Goliath as
They're
soon as
actually
it's called
pussies.
in. Oh, a
Alright,
brilliant
Skate,
swing
let's
here for
go.
ARP as they continue
Let's
to
get
fight their way
Skate.
into the hilltime.
Fuck
They
ARP.
gave him a noob tube straight to the face. I don't even think a Goliath could survive that. This
Oh, and I
is
feel
a
like-
close
I feel like
game.
Bobby wants to
Skate has been
complain
holding
about
and
stage
slowly
5,
creeping up time
but
and
since
time
he's a
again,
kind of
ARP
bomb and
again
he
are
shot,
showing why
dude,
they are one of
the
top
good thing
seeds
about not
by
being sponsored by
continuously
Koda
shutting down the momentum
is
that they
I
are
can
creating for
say
themselves.
whatever
All
the
scoring kill streaks
fuck
now being
I
called as we head
want.
in for New Hill, and
I'm
once again
probably
losing control.
blacklisted
That's going to
by
be ARP. Skate
Koda,
unfortunately is spread across a map.
Koda
across the
sponsor
map,
program.
spawning incredibly
So I'm
deep
just
on the
gonna
other side of
say
firing range.
whatever
They're
the
gonna
fuck
call
I
score
want
streaks and the
because
Goliath,
it's
but
just
that might not be
fun.
enough.
Skate has given up
Like,
one
what's Koda
fight here.
gonna do?
They will have the
remove me from the product program, I'm not in it. What are they gonna do? Blacklist me? They've already done that. Oh, I love this dude. I can't wait for Valorant Mobile to come out. Let's go!
No, it's not, but 5 more seconds, and that's going going to be all she wrote on
Wait,
the side of
outta
ARP.
here, boys.
That is all they need to take this map. And as we look again, there is 6 games going on right now. We are going to try and keep you
6
updated
games
as
going
much
on
as
right
we can. But
now.
as we hop into Explicit versus Nova, we're going to hop into
Okay,
their
we've got another
S&D.
game going on.
Looks
Let's go
Up
Explicit.
2-1 on Raid.
Wow. Those first 2
Bro.
maps are seeing some
Bro,
electric
Ferg said
all
the
across
BP for
board.
the new COD, for the
But
new
it's
season
very
is
tough
bad.
to
COD
string
removed the
here
partner for
Explicit
one
after they
video.
took
Oh
the
my
Crossfire
god,
hard
dude.
point. I won't say in comfortable fashion, but confidently, maybe. Now it's Nova's response here on the Raid Search and Destroy.
Dude, I wonder if the commentators know who half the fucking teams are,
If you're
honestly.
newer to watching COD Mobile and you're remembering back to Cold War, look at where that B bomb site is and where that A bomb site is. They're in a little bit of a different position than what you may
Bro,
remember
this
from
guy is
normal
talking
competitive
about
multiplayer.
Cold
So what I'm
War
getting at here is the offense is tested, maybe even a little bit more so just based on where these bomb positions
in a
Now,
COD
recent threes have gone through. I don't know if
tournament.
anybody
Okay.
saw, but Solo actually just straight up
Makes
pushed up
sense.
into mid to get that first
Red
blood.
dot on
He
a
ended up
legendary
being traded
gun.
out a little
Bro,
bit
why is this guy
later,
using the
but, I mean,
default
the
top
fact that he got that
25?
push
It
up
don't
for
make
free shows the
sense.
aggression on the side of
You could put
Explicit, but he will
any
get traded
attachment
out.
on that.
There
Oh,
is a 4v1.
really?
The bomb is
Spectating.
stuck out on B side. It's gonna get collapsed
Oh,
on a
let's
huge
go.
snipe out of Saturn's base. There's a
Oh.
lot more to do as he actually finds two. What an opening way for this round.
It's a 1v4
Opening way for
situation
this
for
round.
Saturns, and he's got himself a Type 25 to work with. In
A
Survivor.
1v4,
So
dude,
now
it's
I
a
have the machine
1v2,
gun.
man.
Has a really good look at Solar, but can't finish off the kill. Bomb still down, plenty of time.
The
Remember,
fact that
2 minutes on the
it's
clock.
R5
Still
C6
normal 130
Ola
watching the
with
normal competitive multiplayer
Cause
here
a
on
hut
mobile.
does 2
And
million
Saturn's is
damage.
gonna have
What?
a lot of real estate to work
I'm
with
getting
on the
Ola.
backside of
Fuck.
the map.
I
This
can't. I
reverse
want
play
Ola
like he
now.
knows the bomb is down on his
I'm
side. It looks like he's
grinding
called for Solo
primogems
Season
for
to
Ola.
just pull on back, not take the challenge because they don't
I
want
did
to
a
risk it.
fucking
This
pull
is not
today,
a finals
and I
that you want
got,
to ego challenge, especially in Heat 1. Now, we're still in
I
Saturn,
got
he
a
does have
book,
25
a level
seconds to
4
work with, but he still
book,
needs to pick
4-star
up
book I
and get
mean.
that plant down while not allowing any of the Explicit members to catch it. He actually catches Lucifer,
He
but
got
the turn
him.
and burn, he will get shut
No,
down.
is
Explicit now up
Ayaka,
for
is
two.
Ayaka actually
Got a
better?
little tight there for a second.
I
Hit the
want
field for
Ayaka.
Explicit. He said,
Ayaka's the
whoa,
best
hold on
in
here. Let's not
Genshin.
let this one get a little bit too loosey-goosey.
Does
You go back to stage 4,
DPS?
Explicit
What is
Search and Destroy
DPS?
is what really got them not just through some of the major adversaries, but
What?
arguably
How
got
much
them to qualifying
DPS?
for champs in the first place.
Oh,
Again, they
that
had to go through
requires
Tribe in a
timing.
very
Oh,
early lower
okay.
bracket matchup. So as we get back into it, Bomb making its way through
Get
poolside, bottom
gun
half
use is
here
like
for
the
Nova,
LPG.
looking
Oh
to
my
breach
god,
on
dude.
into A. And defensively, it's just Solar who's here, so he's got
Honestly,
a lot
I'm gonna
to
keep
for
pulling
when it
for
comes
the
to trying to
Ola
hold on to
job,
this, and he will be sniped out
so
by
that
Bobby.
just in case I
Open
can
bomb
get
site down
Bennett,
for
because
Nova
I
to win.
really need
I was
Bennett,
hoping
dude.
Solar maybe got the information and made the call to
Wait,
his
what's the
teammates
other
to make
banner
a
at right
rotation
now? It's like
collapse
Alberta,
onto
right?
the A site, but he does get shut down before anything really happens. And as trades go out of
Does that one
it
also
is
have
down
Bennett?
to Bomb will be planted. This entire side
C3
is in
Bennett?
control
Oh,
of
stream
Nova.
lag? What's wrong with the
We know
stream?
where Solo is, though. He
No.
may be the only one who has not been tallied.
Oh yes, this guy's
There
playing
was
in a
never
bag
way
right now, I
could
can
maybe
tell
put
that.
up space in
Oh,
between
let's
Solo.
go!
Better
Got
to
this
get the tally
Solo.
one before falling. It's a 1v2 now.
Solo in a 1v2 situation, the enemy's heavily bombed down and he needs to make a play right now. He's got a top 25 and a thumper. He's splitting him and he's able to take out one. The enemy is to his left and he looks to the wrong way.
Needs the regen. Low on health.
He
Able
looks
to
at
get
top
the reload
25,
off.
Adley
There go the grenades.
looks
Denied by
for a
Trophy.
thumper shot.
Solo now. 1v1
And
over
good,
the top,
get it, you're a
wins the
fucking
kill,
god,
but is there
Solo.
time for the
I love you,
defuse?
bro. This is my favorite
Sounds
player
like
right
it.
now.
I think he got
Looks
it.
like it. It's real tight.
Sometimes there's 10
1v2
hit damage,
Solo
bro. There's
clutches.
2 million, that's
I can't
nothing.
believe I literally watched
If Flame recruit you for tower and E down, definitely do that. I doubt that I'd get him, because I know it's heavily based around the Philippines, but if I was to get in, that'd be actually awesome.
4-1.
That's,
4-1.
I mean, look,
4-1.
your speechlessness is mimicked here, Allie, okay? That is some next level finesse on a mobile phone. Goodness me, but yeah, gets
Oh
a
my
read
god,
that
did you just get 2
Explicit
with
on their
1?
first offensive attempt. They're trying to just rush right on into A.
Jesus
Denies it
Christ,
by
this
way of
bumper is
grenade
actually
launcher.
godlike,
And all of a
what?
sudden, the flank is also available for Yaya. He cuts off the open stairs. And yeah,
Oh,
this is the
he got it
definition
nice.
of the mouse getting trapped up inside the cheese wheel or something. I don't know what this
The
reference is,
cheese
but
wheel?
it's
What
a
the
5v2.
fuck did he just say?
Great composure out of Nova, though, after losing a round like that to Solo himself on a solo
Now,
rampage.
will
They
you
actually have
take
made this pretty
private
clean. Nobody's
today?
dropped further side just yet. There's only
Probably
one player
not.
left. That's going to be Solar Season. He will get shut down 4-2. They are down, but they are not out yet.
Let's be candid here. Sometimes it's just how the half plays out. A defensive masterclass by Explicit sets the tone for what Nova need to do to match. 7 kills on board right here for
If you
Yaya.
have
In
4
particular, doing a
C6
lot
bars with Alpha
just to
fucking
make sure
really
that, I mean,
never
two of them
fucking
got
went
by
out
way of
of
grenade and now through the smoke.
Booba Sword
Tally
Burst.
up
What the
first
fuck
of
is a
all, what
Booba Sword
challenge, and that'll
Burst?
be a double, but eventually the numbers will overwhelm. That said, trades favoring
What
Nova
if
as they only
Mustache
lose a 1 for
commentates
3
for West
this
Finals?
game.
Absolutely,
Is he
that
doing the
was
West?
all that they
Is
needed.
Mustache
Even though he
doing
ended up getting
West?
traded out for V2, they know
Please
where
say
the
he's doing
players are
West.
as well, so all Nova
Or
has
I'm
to
just
do
not
is
watching
wait
it,
for them
dude.
to peek this corner, and that's exactly what's going to happen. The first one that should get information is Saturn's, but Solar might have actually caught wind of that. Looks like we're going to see a rotation from mid,
I see
possibly
Forza
to
what's
the
up.
A bomb site. I love this call out of them. They should be able to plant for free here
Man,
unless
how you
Karma gets
doing,
wind.
cutie? I am
This is
doing
one of those
pretty
moments where you
good.
really look
The
at
commentators for
what Nova
East, let's fucking
is
go,
finding
dude. That's gonna
success
be
with, and they're
actually
okay to say, hey,
entertaining.
we'll play a 4v2 retake. You can plan at A. Solar's getting the audio.
The
cues
Fennec
that
is
Saturn
actually
scope
really
is
good, dude.
looking right at him, or at least is somewhere nearby.
This gun
The
is
question
fucking
backside
nuts.
jungle, does
Like,
he read that?
I
Karma
was
waiting
shitting
for
on
the answers now.
kids
So
in
all of a sudden, again, you kind of have to search for kills if you're
ranked
explosive.
with this
It turns
today.
into a
It is.
1v4 situation.
You don't
Bomb is
understand,
down,
guys.
but Snipes is left literally
Come on, Snipes,
holding
let's
on to
go.
whatever real
Burst.
estate he can
Spectate
inside that
Snipes.
basketball corner.
All Snipes can hope for
Spectate
now is possibly
Snipes.
overtell from the side
Good,
of Nova,
thank
where
you.
they don't wait for their teammates flank
If
in
you're
the
in a
back
1v4
to provide
situation,
the
always
turret from the
spectate.
full side,
What
but
is that cost
they
of
end up
placement,
doing
dude?
the collapse 4v1 in the defuse
No,
will
help me.
come through for
No one's answering my question.
So
What's...
we've gotten a flawless from the first round
Turn
of
off the
defense for
fan?
Nova, and now they
I don't
only
have a
dropped one
fan.
in a 1-for-3 exchange. I don't know.
What?
It's looking pretty solid at the moment for Nova to trying to recover.
Fan?
Here's the other thing as well.
I don't have a fan
we
on
never
though.
really got a good look at Nova because they weren't playing in stage 4 because they finished top 80. After I think they lost to Oxygen in the winners bracket, and then R9, a team that I don't think anyone has seen much of in the lower bracket, to not even sniff out the regional finals. So we
Do I hear they're talking about right now?
lost to Oxygen in the winners bracket. A good look at Nova because they weren't playing in stage 4 because they finished.
Oh.
And here, Saturn's front side laundry, feeling the pressure, nades himself back to get a
Man
little
doesn't have a
Nova
girlfriend.
just trying to make their way through
I
this
am-
S&D
I
and Shift is
am
calling
my
out
girlfriend.
their T80 placement, but they are showing up to play here. 3v2 Nova in favor. A minute and 30 on the
The-
clock. Bomb is down and
the
out on
masculine
side action
urge
as well. Nova,
to
the three
call
players
every
looking
girl
down this. It's gonna be Solar. He's
mommy.
stuck on his own. He actually does
We're
shut
gonna
down
watch
one.
this. I'll watch it
1v2
myself,
is
lonely.
possible. A minute and 15
On
seconds.
COD
Bomb is down and
Esports
out on the
channel
side.
here.
Both players are Nova
Call
are
of
just
Duty Mobile
creating this. Now
Esports.
Solar looks like he wants to go
I'm
for a
like
full
it,
wrap.
anyways.
Maybe shoot a couple players in the back, but he's got to check all of his corners before he gets there.
You have to keep in mind as well that
Solar
Saturn's could
AP,
duel with
facts,
that
dude.
long range with the scope of his own. That seems to be the case as number 2 in red starts to make his way over to the back of laundry, looking for a cross to see if anyone does.
The primal rate.
On the opposite side, the Karma is not here for this.
Oh
So
my
Saturn's
god.
is caught off guard.
Are you sick now? You sound different? Nah, I'm just trying to be quiet because it's 2 AM right now and my family wants to fucking sleep. How's the Valorant Champions going? Oh my fucking god. Vikings
That was so caught
have
timing. Solar saw him. I actually
4-0
don't even think he caught
versus
wind of
Gambit
the
right
wrap
now.
either, but both these players are now looking down, waiting for
Dude,
this
why
chow.
am I watching
20 seconds
Valorant
left
right
on the
now
clock. He could
on a
get wind here,
fucking
but he will
COD
get shut down. So now we're
COD
going for
watch
3
party?
rounds in a row, one on the side.
Hold on, I just want to watch this round get played out. It's still 5v5. 46
Think your
seconds
poison is
left.
really here. There's
Bomb
so
is
much
not
to watch,
down
but
at all.
we see the side-by-side picture. ARP Skate
Oh,
starting off the search and
slow
destroy of their
launch.
own, and oh my goodness, Skate's up 4-0
Oh,
right now.
this
That
guy is
great search and
fucked.
destroy. We keep our attention here with the tight battle on map number 2. 4-4 the current count. Nova putting on a master class defensively. Markey finding first blood onto one of the big heavy hitters.
Alright, let's
with the
keep
Solo
watching
Vault.
this.
You need not only 2 hands to play.
Let me
COD,
see
but
what the
also 2
chat's
hands to count
saying.
The amount of matches that we have going on. Again, we're going to try and keep you updated as much as we can. But
Have you
obviously,
heard about
Magic
Neil
Explicit,
now?
Nova
Dude, I'm
Prime
not
is
falling
going
for your
Explicit
traps.
actually down live
I
now
know
in
this is like a
3v5.
kneel
Bomb
down
is going to be on carrier with
on
Yaya.
this.
He's taking control
Yeah.
of the kitchen currently. Looks like
You
he's slowed
cannot
down
fool
by
me.
just a little bit.
Bro, Chef Mountain is telling me
Waiting
that
for
chilled
any
meat.
sort of
What's the
information
what
on
is
either
what
side of
you
the
can
map.
buy
Neither
stuff
team
from
really wanna
him?
giving up anything up.
This whole offensive
Good.
half, I don't know if there's been anyone else to tally up a kill besides Solar. And the thing is, all of those sniping kills have been when he's left last alone. So, like, you're not really finding a lot of value out of the scope. And I think a lot of it is, like you had just brought up, Explicit was playing with a lot of vigor and a lot of pace. And
Opinion
so
on
30
Shrek
seconds,
movie?
this time as
The
they
best
pump the brakes a
movie
little bit,
ever
doesn't really change the
created, dude.
result as Nova stay
Like,
flawless,
straight up.
5v3, 45 seconds to go, and looks like the hit has to commit over to A.
Oh my god, what is this, dude? Oh my god, what happened? Oh my god, Gambit Chronicle is actually fucking crazy.
With the snipes, he will get traded out though, and that is another round on the side
What
of
the Mao
Nova.
doing?
Explicit, it seems like they
Oh,
ride
it's actually
a lot
gonna be a
on the back
really
of
close
Solo,
game.
getting those
Dude is
opening
living
kills, but
inside
Yaya trying to cut wind of
this
that
dead
defense, shutting
vault,
them down
dude.
100%.
Yaya and
Man, that
Turbo
responding?
have kind of
Hold up,
been
what
their
did you
sole
say?
defenders
What did
as
you
the
need?
initial line of defense over towards one or the two bomb sites.
Come
You've
back,
had
baby.
Guru, who's gotten very aggressive
It was
over
4 1
B,
to
who's
4 to
actually
5 dead
running a great
ass.
circle at the moment.
Sheesh, they
First
cracked,
blood
bro.
comes by way of a set nade mid-map. Solo
Alright,
does
let's go
counteract
Nova.
that, turning it into
Psych,
a
let's go
4v4 as
explicit.
the bomb is not yet to commit, but
It's let's go
Explicit putting a lot
explicit
of threat here at the B site. The big question is, what can Yaya do
until
mid-map? Does he want to play for the flank or
Solo
stay with white
dies.
pillars?
Wait, is Solo even
Like,
playing?
trying
Yes,
to
he
catch
is.
somebody's
Okay.
toes on the back here of the raid circle. Like,
Let's go
couldn't find enemy
explicit.
just yet.
Let's
The
go
bomb should
explicit.
go down for
Let's
free.
go
40
explicit.
seconds on the clock. It is a 4v4. A couple
Let's go
gunfights are going
explicit.
out. Those
Let's
Solo
go
almost
explicit.
gets taken down.
Let's
He
go
manages
explicit.
to play his life
Let's go
3v4.
explicit.
Now it seems Nova's just
Let's
stuck
go
in the back row.
explicit.
Mid-puzzle
Let's go
kind of see
explicit.
Nova
Next,
stays passive
let's
as
go
they had been
explicit.
considering the opening first blood plus
Let's
the
go
positioning from
explicit.
Yaya, but we did
Let's
into
go
a 3v3
explicit.
now. Saturn
Oh,
taking care of Blues
let's
for
go
a time, taking
explicit.
20 seconds on the
Oh
clock.
wait,
Gotta
let's
make a
go
move, and it's Karma to
explicit.
go first. Gets
Let's
over
go
towards the van.
explicit.
Knows he's got
Let's
to
go
contest it nearby,
explicit.
but over the top, not able
Let's
to
go
lock down the shot.
explicit.
Second
Let's go
chance,
explicit.
but with
Let's
that in
go
mind, Van Orden's able
Nova.
to find one
Let's
and then
go
tallying up
Nova.
the second,
Let's
killing
go
off
Nova.
time, and that will be enough.
Oh,
as
no,
Snipes
never
and
mind.
Byron clutch things up in explicit.
Let's
sets
go
round 11.
explicit.
Huge,
Let's
huge,
go
huge play out of
explicit.
Snipes
Let's
there. He
go
actually
explicit.
went back into their deep
Melio,
spot
what's
and
up,
into mid to
Melio?
get a new angle
Loy
at the
boy.
B bomb site, so he
What's
was
up?
able
What's
to
up,
help
Loy
tee shot
boy?
those players from Nova
Now
that
what
had
happened
pushed
to you,
up
bro? You
for the
sound
defuse.
sick.
He
It's just
plays
a
as them to go
2:30
to round
a.m.
11.
for me
Now,
right
the
now.
bomb is going
My
to be
family's
in
trying
the
to
hands
sleep,
of
you know. I'm not
Explicit
trying to
as the
wake
team,
anyone up.
excuse me, of Nova as the team
So I
continues to
gotta
wait for its B side.
Talk
be
about
more
the chess
quiet
game
than
going
usual.
on right here,
Oh,
though.
he just got him with the thumper. What the
Got
hell?
Yaya, who's able to tally first blood by way of the thumper.
It's not a trap. He was denied
Nova
to
are
get a
putting
stage
on a bit of a
5
bait
because
switch,
the
sending
officer couldn't
numbers.
understand his
Bomb looks
language.
like it wants to go
Neo
for
suffered an
14.
asthma attack
Explicit
because
with
she
only
kept
3
going.
alive are gonna be
He was
stretched
kept in a small room
so
with 30
thin
people. Yeah, I
defensively,
know
they're trying
that.
to play
I
both
heard
bomb
that.
sites. This is a tough call right here.
Bro, Loy boy, where's
Explicit
Anno?
decide exactly how
Get
they wanna
Anno
spend these resources.
on
You've got a good
Inter.
position
I'm gonna
for
change.
Snipes, but someone's got to find 2 kills before
Oi,
falling.
did you
gotta go
know?
1 for 2 somewhere.
Loy boy, did you know I gave Anna my Fortnite account? I'm gonna change the name to like Anna Loves Men. How's that for an idea? Bro, he was fucking begging me for it, dude. He wanted it so badly. Alright, I'm changing the name to Anna Loves Men.
No free pick for Snipes from mid. This is looking like a round in favor of Nova.
Inside of money.
Oh my
Absolutely
god.
safe any play from the immediate flank. It's going to have to be a long con here. Lucifer, the first one to make a move, coming through that open staircase.
I changed the name, dude. Hold up, where is he?
Checks on
Alright, let me GM him saying,
Karma wants the kill.
"Ey,
Thumper's not gonna get the
okay,
job done, but Marky
I
and Brad
changed
simultaneously take care of the
it."
last remaining player from the flank.
I did it.
So it's all down to Solo. Well,
Oh my god, Solo, please, you're like, oh. Dude, who were they spectating? What the fuck? Bruh, what is that production, my guy?
And it puts him into a position to get that into a round 11 and secure.
Hello, man, what's up,
good offensive
Snipe?
setup.
How
Go
you
over to map
doing?
number 3 here.
Oh, and it's gonna kill me. I can't change it until the 19th now. Oh
This
no.
is a very important match for either one of these two teams as you look at this in the scheme of your group and say for both
Oh
squads,
shit,
this
look
is
at
a
these
must-win.
teams.
Obviously,
I
a
have
very
not
close
heard of
game as
Asylum,
well.
okay.
Asylum's actually in control of the point for now, 89 to 55. Godsent is in the favorable position here, but again, this hill is.
Hold on, guys. I'll just send the tweet longer that Neil put out.
Up the game, it is getting scrappy though, as players of both sides of the team are just trying to flood in for this contest.
I know a lot of people are looking through the groups and say, the 4th seed from Latin America, no chance.
Wait, what team was he on again?
Hear me now there, friends. Godsent fought through a very difficult regional playoff.
I'm pretty sure
bracket, and
Manu
how
retweeted
about
it.
that? Hunter
No,
Killer
he
drone
didn't.
looking like a Hunter Killer nuke as it finds
Hunter
3 on
Killer
the
nuke.
intro
Wait,
into
what?
the
You got
playoffs
3?
bracket.
Oh my fucking
How
god.
about that? Hunter Killer drone looking like a Hunter Killer nuke.
Dude,
as it So now
get
you're
back,
just
thank you.
down about 15 points, and we look towards the attention of a rotation, which comes right back to the middle of the map, and the first one nearby would be Dudu from Godsent.
As we hop in, nobody has gotten into the hill yet for contest as it pops a minute on the clock.
Stage 5 winners of Bad Batch? What's Bad Batch?
Called in Jazz Melissa was looking to go on a spree here. Again, we saw that 3-piece from the Hunter Killer drone. It gets thrown once again.
Wait,
it can find it.
I replied to it, so I can just check through my replies.
So back and forth right in the middle of the map. There's only so many angles you can take for this point.
The slight numbers advantage, though, is good for Cilium to reap the benefit of the majority.
Oh my god, I tweaked so much, dude. Holy fuck.
Just to kind of lock things up, trusting that his teammates can watch over the top of him. But this is the thing: is just you have so many different angles that you can.
Alright, I found it, guys.
The openings here. So as we were really crediting Godsend for the current scoreline.
Fuck, where's my live chat at? Oh, here it is. Alright, this is the article. This is the thing. Wait, you guys can't even. HTTPS.
What have you done? He just got squashed.
There.
Nuclear
Oh my
warfare.
god, what is this? He's sliding like a goat. Nice. I should probably start watching him. Oh my god. Thumper is actually good. This guy. Grizz was annoying.
As well as this hill is about to pop 104 to 100. These spawns are all over the place.
Oh my god, it's actually such a close game.
In
What?
control, but as soon as I say that, Godsend finds 2 and finds
Let's
himself in
go.
control of this hill. This is kill streak galore as they are getting called left and right trying to contest this hill.
It's just, you know,
dude,
talking about your
he's
good
just,
old-fashioned cause
that
and
gun
effect
has
moments.
such a
I don't wanna
good
say that
right
Balance
iron
squashing
side.
himself has led to
Why
this,
why are you using a red dot?
I won't
Garena
say that, I
moment,
guess
dude.
what I'm getting
Oh,
at. Godsend
oh.
looking good on the upper second floors here as we go back and forth. Sharks
Let's
starting to
go.
turn some favor back in favor of Vasilium.
A
It looks like that very well may be
Roger.
enough to see the back 25 seconds largely
Matt, are you
go the way of
hungry?
our team
No,
in
not
red.
really.
Spawn's still good though for Godsend, so we'll give this one more good college try. But a
Matt,
lot of the
do you think
focus
you
will go
promised
over
to
what
match?
happens next.
Did I
A
promise
lot
to
of this
match?
map and takeoff for me really exists between what happens in this third and fourth.
Oh yeah, shit, I just haven't
Sure,
played
trying to
Garena.
pick up
Global,
the
I mean,
pieces after
sorry.
that play to get a little bit of a contest in, but what
I'll
I'm
give
worried
you a
about now is
message
there's
when
6
I
seconds
play
left in this hill.
Global.
Why is this
Sometime.
still investing so
I'll make sure to
many
remember
players
it.
to this P2?
Alright,
As we
I
head
got
into
you.
P3 now, they have left Fates on his own to fend for this hill. and
So
it's
Vesh,
actually
if you wanna
working in
DM me
his
on
favor.
Discord, because you have
Unfortunately,
Discord,
Godsend
right?
is
But I don't.
spawning right next to
I
him.
feel like you've
Finally,
DM'd me, but
recovery
I
come in the way. I don't
can't
know how
remember your
Godsend
Discord
didn't
name.
capitalize on that mistake.
I just DM you when I'm
But
playing.
These pieces are now coming in their favor, but again, spawns are right on top of each other.
128, 120. The ceiling of all
Oh.
of a sudden have seen this rotation
Holy shit, this might be the
go
last hard point.
completely astray.
Never
Balance
mind.
up top, opens up maybe a point of ingress to get into this hard point, but Godsend are just slaying out onto the hard point itself. 140, 120. 10 seconds left to play. Concussions come through. Thumper getting reloaded. It's finding some damage, but Shark
Dude.
finds an entrance with Balance, who still has the
It
death
would be
machine out. There is still a chance for a silly, but
way
look at the
cooler
squad for
if
Godsend.
hard
They can
points
still
were
work their
like
way in for the back, and Joker will do
Valorant
just that.
bomb
But is it enough?
sites.
That's the true
But they're like
question. Vasilium
massive.
still have some numbers
Like
to
if they're like
contest,
obstacles in the
but
middle of the hard points, oh
looking
yeah,
down,
they've
few
won this
seconds.
easily,
Can
dude.
anyone touch? The answer, no. And how about the 4 seed from Latin
Alright, let's see what
America
chat
coming out with
says.
a map 1 win?
I mean, once
Hello,
again, 6
Boldman.
matches are going on all at once. As you're gonna be
Sorry,
hopping
really
in
just said
between
that.
back and forth, but Fates there was in such a good position.
Sono in chat?
Sono?
Sono?
But now
Where?
we're hopping in with Nova and Explicit.
Where is Sono, dude?
In the series now into this domination, 33-22.
Sono was never here, dude. What does you
Big
mean?
shout outs here to Nova for not pulling a reject and just capturing the C flag.
Is Sono even live right now? I think he is.
Mishap. But Nova, a lot of work
Oh,
to do.
he
They want to try to fight
was,
for this
like,
warehouse again. The favorite
I don't
side
know
of this
when.
map for Dom will
Not that long
100%
ago.
be on the A side. Hard to say from when we swapped in who started on that place, but based on the score, Explicit in a very controlled
Felix
position.
live though, that's cool. Oh, he's watching Champions, okay.
R9 out.
Makes
See a lot
sense.
of that, but Solo gonna try to do a little bit of toe tagging here as Explicit will once again just assert dominance.
Oh fuck, I just closed my chat. Alright, wait, so here it is. Here's Cookie. If you want to eat it, thank you go. Thank you.
Love to play out of Yaya to actually push through mid. I was hoping he would go a little bit further into half wall for this deep push, but regardless, he makes his way onto the 8 point. He could contest, and he does.
Yo,
win
boys,
the
you wanna
point.
play
That's
Clash
what he
Royale?
needed to start getting that cap onto the A side.
I need to
Now,
touch
not
my phone,
only
dude.
do Nova have this B going into cap, but Explicit have to
Sun
worry
is
about
left
getting
too? Oh, I
both
couldn't
their
find
home
your stream.
flags. So B now in control of Nova. They do have B and C, but 30
Play
point
Genshin?
difference is what we're looking at, folks, here with a
Boy,
minute and 50
boy, boy,
seconds left
boy.
on the clock.
Yeah, that was such a quick turn for Nova. A lot of credit to Saturns for just playing his life, being a distraction essentially as the play for A had happened. Spawns nearly flipped.
Oh my god, guys, look at Vague's tweet. He said, I think Scavenger is a new strat for stage 5. He's pulling for
Not
nukes.
telling the kill. So we still have this B flag in control of Nova. And again, we'll find out here in the next couple of
Top
seconds.
25
who did start on the
gay?
favorite spawn side. And if Nova did not,
Gay.
exiting at 56 to 75 would be amazing from the bad side of the map.
Not only that, Explicit, although they do have control of B once again.
Oh my god, this guy
have
thought to his own
Again,
Goliath.
only a 20-point difference, as you said, but Explicit, that retake was so
Wow.
fast out of
Oh my
them
god,
down
where is
there,
he looking at, dude?
on the C side. I wonder if we're going to see a spawn flip right off the bat.
You got streaks to play with, specialists as well if you're Explicit.
Dude,
ARP,
Chaff, what is this stuff
coming up on
about
your
Demon
second
Slayer
monitor,
Season
that's a
2 coming
1-1
really
game. They're
soon?
playing domination on Crossfire early stage.
Is that just the Mugen Train arc or what?
Skade, again, the Latin American is showing up today, Allie. And how about
Oh,
Miguel is on
nice.
top,
Goddamn.
locked down the middle of the map, and from what is the preferred
Those are
side here in
really
Crossfire,
two good
it's a 2
picks.
flag hold early on for Skade, although ARP
Two
are trying
really
to
good
work their
picks.
way
What the
around
fuck do I have
backside
to
of
say?
Butcher. The big question is, could anyone deal with Leozen, who's still just hanging on to his life, but he does get caught out. What happens to the spawn here? Because number one, Jesus Saves may have very well flipped the tides around in favor of ARP.
And as you said, they are showing up once again. Seeds to me don't matter too much right now, as
Demon
they
Slayer, you
on,
are coming
again, the
tomorrow?
lowest ping that they
No.
have
Is
been
that,
on, going against some teams that they may have
fucking-
never actually played
is that
before.
with that
Surprise,
Mugen Train
the big
arc?
factor here
Or is that, oh my god, I just stopped it.
is Ron
Is
Borges,
that, or is that
but
Mugen
actually
Train
trying to
arc?
get control of this B site by himself. He gets the opening 2 kills, which allows his
That's
teammate
huge.
Zaya to also push up. They should get a free cap here.
And they get the spawn flip. ARP
Oh,
getting
so
exactly
Demon
what they
Slayer.
came for from the unfavored
Oh,
side. Although,
cool.
number 4 in Skade, that's Leo Zera. He actually
Okay,
still spawns
then.
bottom side laundry. So a 1v1
That's actually
elongatedly
cool. I
persisting
didn't know
over the
that.
top of the C flag. It's just individual gunfights all over the map. Finally, ARP, after securing the B flag, are trying to come
Okay,
down.
so
but
they're at that
Leo
place
Zera,
now,
he's
yeah?
done so well.
Oh, wow.
Buys a little bit of time, and this C flag will finally flip. Jesus Saves with the thumper, makes good on it, and we've got our first trip cap going the way of ARP.
Even though
No,
Ace
get
started
him
going
on
back to the
Genshin?
side
Dude,
of
I'm
Skate,
streaming
Jesus
right now.
was
What
just
did you
sitting
on
at the
that?
C point. He wasn't even capping it. It was about a little over halfway capped on the C flag. And he just sat deep in that spawn to block it for the side of Skade. And was just getting free kills. Just free
I'm
kills.
jealous
Those
reading
teammates
chat
called out
more
that
than
all
I'm-
5 were down. And then he slowly makes his way over to the flag
Oh
and
my
finishes that
God,
cap
dude.
up, which then flips out the spawns. And this is looking scary for Skade. But it looks like
Yeah.
ARP had to do a lot to get here, because even after all that, 55 to 60. Skade is still somehow in the driver's seat. They are still somehow in the lead here. 2 minutes left on the clock with only A under their belt.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that
You
assume
got
that
this,
Skate's sort of the
Skade.
favorite side on this half, and they are not going to be the victors
What
of
the
this
Mao
first half of
doing?
this
Why do I have an
campaign.
ad?
It's the
I don't
way
know,
it
man.
looks like it's going to. Mago up top, Holger just essentially locking down the mid-street, playing crossing guard. Yeah, this is going to be ARP coming out victorious from the first half from the unfavored spawn side. So here's the thing, Skade, yeah, you looked solid in the opening hard point. Throwing around
Even
some
though
words
you're
on
a
the serve,
mod?
but
Yeah,
you're gonna
stop
have to match
spamming,
exactly
Chef.
what ARP done. You
Listen
need see a
to
spawn flip
Dr.
come through, you have to
Vina.
feel like for Skate if they want to have a chance to win this third map.
Again, after that trip cap, for the game to still be this close, 75 to 69, it makes you speculate what happened in the first couple of seconds of this hard point of this domination. What was those opening caps like? Was there a trip
The
cap on the
doctor's
side
been
of Skade?
facts,
ARP had
yeah.
to make up for that in later.
69, let's
Already
go.
straight off the bat, a 3-piece
Damn
on the
it,
side
double
of Leo
nade,
Zero.
nice.
Huge opening kills for Skade to get
Let's
that
get
A into the
Skade. Double
My
cap
goodness, this
straight
has been
away.
perfect so far. Streaks
Now
are coming out,
defense,
but this
yeah,
breakfast is
I'm-
gonna come up
hold
empty because
up.
everyone's already inside buildings. So a
Alright,
brilliant
this
set
is
nade,
my
followed
username
up by
on
kills.
TikTok,
Do you
Twitter,
turn this into a moment to start coming
and
over towards the C flag?
Insta,
Because as everybody from ARP
and,
spawns at the same time, they spawn all over the map. But
yeah,
it looks
that's
like
it.
for the time being, Skater are going to try to keep playing the AB hold. And yeah, the surprise in my voice, I think, is well merited because all of a
Don't
sudden, off
mind
the
during
respawn,
break
ARP have a
with
chance
that
to look
anime
and
key.
contest this B flag almost immediately.
Via
I think the best play
collision
for
so I can
Skade
get
in this
XP.
situation is to
I'm
make sure
gonna
that
play
they clear
Clash
out the
Royale
kills on their
during
B
the
flag.
break.
Once they get about 2 or 3
If
under
there
their
will
belt,
be a
maybe then
break,
send
there's
one
just
player
8
to go
games
around the
going on
backside
at
of the map
once.
and just maybe touch C a little bit, do a little bit what
Good
Jesus
morning,
was
Mal.
doing and just
Good
block
morning.
those spawns, get a couple of free kills. But
Good
unfortunately,
morning.
that is not what we're going to see after the trades go out. It's actually ARP that stands on top of the B flag. They now have B and C under their belt.
There's there's the
Saves
3 from right there. Holy shit! Oh my god! What a play,
Gravity
man.
Vortex comes through for Pangy. Thank you very much, he says.
No,
Hunter
come
Killer
on,
Turn also in
Skade.
pursuit of Leo Zera.
You got
Dealt
this
with
shit.
Pangy
Oh, you're
up
dead.
top. Hey,
No way,
what's
you're
up?
still
Shakes
alive.
hands with another. And
Wait,
ARP
is this a
just
legendary skin?
dominating the
What?
kill feed.
When did this
this is where
legendary
it
skin
starts to
come
get
out?
very dangerous for Skade. It's almost desperation time. It feels weird to say because the score is still technically close, but the status of
When
the
was
map
this a legendary
all in
skin,
favor
bro?
of
I
our
must
squad
have
of
missed
blue.
this.
Not a big fan of what Skade is doing here. It looks like they're trying to send 3 to 4 players to the C side to possibly can create a contest, but they have just been getting pieced out of mid here by
Dude,
Pindy, who gets just
There you
has
go.
I
to watch
never
that
saw
cross,
this
but 112 to 103.
fucking
It
thing,
looks like
dude.
Leozen
What?
finally skips
I
on
was
by and will
commenting
be
on
able
your
to get a
post,
little bit
did
of
he?
contest onto this C
Which
site,
post?
but they need a lot more than that if they want to win this game.
Yeah, spawns
Nah,
for
he
ARP
hasn't-
happening down
he
at
hasn't
long range. They're sending
commented.
all of their numbers over to make sure B never flips.
I know
As
that
from long
skin.
range, number 2 in blue can actually watch over
I
that C
don't
flag.
know
And
that.
now the Predator missile starts to
I've
get
never
called,
seen
and
this
that'll
skin,
clear
dude.
space in the middle. So once again,
Your
Leozen
last
by
post?
himself, number 2 in red, needs to try to get something
The ads
miraculous
for that
put
legendary
together.
was
He
so
gets
stupid.
denied
I've
as
never
Pangy
seen it,
comes to
dude. Like,
reinforce.
straight
He'll
up. I thought it was
complete
an
the progress
epic
on C,
skin,
and
honestly.
oh boy, now all of a sudden it's do or die for Skade. You need to
If I
find
get a
second
new
flag
iPad
and
and
find
Apple
it now.
releases a new iPad
Unfortunately,
in
Leozen
Jan,
was not
I'm
able
gonna show my
to
face.
achieve this
Trust, they
saves
won't
as
do
we're on
that.
board with Mago that finds 2 on the B side, just holding
They
it with a
won't
Holger
release
by
an iPad
himself.
right then,
Look at
chef.
this camo. Look how cool these guns are, Chef. I am very jealous of getting a hold of what looks like just an absolute futuristic cannon in my hand while holding down this B flag.
Alright, I got you, Silvesh. Yeah, I'll play some games with you. You can take me to Indian rank. Wait, what? Just make sure you're like master. Otherwise, I won't be able to play
Yeah,
with you.
these buildings look like they're made out of bricks, but with the Holger, it's going to feel like paper mache. One last player made a very desperate play to try to get over
Oh,
towards.
he's got a drone. Oh, that's game, dude.
And that will be a 150 to 122, favoring ARP in what was a
Oh,
very
what a
good
shot.
poor side spawns from them to get the early flip.
Hold up, how's the Valorant
First half,
esports
but yeah,
going?
fist bumps all around. ARP cruise through a map 3
Oh,
win, put it
5 to
1-0.
7.
I mean, it
Who
was
took round
fantastic
1?
exposure on the side of ARP.
Oh no, this is the same
Just a
game.
little
Holy
mistake
shit.
That just has me punching my book. But again, we're going to hop into Asilium and Godsent. Again, Godsent is up
It's a
1-0
fun
with
game.
VRS
I've won like
right now. Map 2.
7
Rounds that we are
rounds
in round
in
1 of our search
8
destroy.
rounds.
Already in favor of Asilium though. 4v1.
Oh,
very
let's
quick round
go.
indeed.
Let's go, Godsend.
Bounce coming forward. Last player to deal with. No problem as Noel will drop.
Shooting
Okay.
the
I heard
non-existent
iPad
bodies.
Pros is
Drops
limited to
that gives a little
iPad
bit
OS.
extra.
Yeah, no shit. Every iPad is
Here with a
iPad
nice response here
OS.
just to get things started on the right foot for Asilium. But balance, you better believe that I've got my eye on you for the rest of the
iPad
weekend.
OS is literally the same thing as like iOS, dude.
Not often we see something like that from a player like Balance. So.
Is
Are
there
you
any-
shooting all that? I hope so.
All right, Chip, I got you. Hold on to this
I
round.
hope so, bro.
I was about to say that he's 3-0. He's listening to your comms right now. He's shooting bodies. The confidence out of
Let's
Asilium right
go.
now, even though they're down 0-1 in the series, is
Dude, why would
exactly
they
what we
even
wanna see
ban
in our
body
Worlds
shooting? Like, it
Finals.
just doesn't
Now,
make
Bomb is
sense.
actually going to make its way over to the B side. This is a full 5 push. Jazz, there is only so much you can do in this situation. He actually throws a nade, which could be a freebie, but nobody's crossed him just yet. Marvel actually will get shut down.
Imagine they get
Jackson's
DQ'd.
finally
No
away from the
way,
peak.
bro.
Might find a free 1 or 2 players. We've got hit the shots.
Oh,
He finds
nice.
1, might find the second. Pulls out the new.
You should've waited
does
on
get
that,
shut
dude.
down. 3v4, bomb down, a minute and 20 seconds on the clock.
That's fine though. Jazz going 1 for 1's okay.
Do they get
Bonus
all the
here.
completionist
Uh-oh.
cameras as well?
Joker doo-doo.
Diamond,
Finding 2
legendary,
straight eliminations,
Deagle.
leaves Faints with a scope by
Imagine if they
himself.
had to get someone to grind that
Almost,
shit,
you
dude.
can see him right here, just kind of sitting up a little more, saying, "All right, well, I don't think expectations are all that high for him to clutch this one up, but of course he'll give it a go. Bomb down, and he's going to take the long route, wrapping through
Dude.
backside of jungle.
On Monday,
Maybe gets a look at
I'm
line.
gonna be
Has
in
an
year
opportunity,
11.
misses the shot, and that will likely
Why
be
the
a
f-
feint, and
dude,
it will be. So a
you
brilliant
know you've
response
watched too
for a
much
map
of
that,
Valorant
hey, let's be honest,
when you're
largely
expecting him to
favors
jet
defense.
dash away after
Finding
that
an
fucking
offense like
DLQ
this
shot,
definitely
bro.
makes Godsent feel like they've
Oh my
done their
god.
homework
Stream
on certain
quality is
strike
bad?
partners.
Is it actually?
Balance is
Let me
3
check
and 1.
this.
Tied up 1-1 in our search and
It
destroy.
looks
Bomb
alright
is
for
going to
me.
be in the hands
I'm in
of
720p
Godsent
right
as they
now.
make their way over to the A side. A lot of cavalry going out, a lot of stuns, a lot of
Hold
nades,
up.
but there's only
This
going to
was
be
like
2 players
5
with
minutes
over
ago.
there. A little bit of a new tube action.
It's
Doesn't
like the
take
same
down
quality,
anybody,
we're
but
watching
number
the
1
same
actually
thing.
Balance is looking to hit
Hold
through
up,
the
let me see if I
spawn
can
free kill
make this
for
thing fill up the whole
5v2. All of
screen.
Godsent has been wiped out before the bomb even crossed mid-map.
Yeah, Cillian's
Advanced.
aggression on defense here through this mid and A bomb site has been potent.
Video, take up the whole
Noel
thing.
trying to work with Dudu. They still have the bomb to work with.
Oh, wait,
there's
no,
an opportunity
original
to clutch this
aspect
2v5,
ratio.
now made easier as Noel did find
Bro,
balance
how do I
in the 2v4.
change where it is?
He
Because
fired
like,
Dudu. He's
oh
trying
my
to make his
god,
way through
dude.
mid-map, and well, he tried to swap over
I
to Dudu, as he
want
does.
to
Jazz will
like
tally
make
up
it so
by themselves. 1v4. Picks
Fucking.
up a sniper just in case. Extra
There's no black
jump.
bars.
Up close and personal, clean, wins the first, looking for the quick scope, but yeah, this is the smart play. Vasilium going to respect that location. Well, you've gotten yourself the A site. We'll just try to triple hunt you down with all
Okay, I don't think I can do that, bro.
Players are looking to shoot him in the back of the head. Should he peek
Yeah, you guys like that.
Timing might be in his favor as he actually looks towards
Oh my
the
fucking god, that
many
looks
times
cursed
the clip is
as.
gonna be right now. He doesn't find one.
I'm sorry to
shots,
everyone trying to
and
watch the
trade
game.
will go out on the kill on Marvel.
yeah, I think
You know what?
this,
Let's just keep it like that.
Through the first 3 rounds of your offense, Godsent.
Actually, now that I'm looking at that, it looks really shit.
They have seen limited to no success whatsoever on their approach towards A. And
I'll keep
not a lot
it
of that,
like I
can say,
no,
is
I'll keep
the
it
fault of
video
Godsent,
right.
just that Asilium is doing
There you
so
go.
well with these set mates and put a lot of pressure. So now all of a sudden, Utility opening up the door to try to make their way over towards B defensively. Marvel is here and he hits a shot through
Oh
the
my
wall.
god.
Good for a first blood, and Jazz, I'm sure, will be sitting there saying thanks very much. Makes
Top
my job a bit
25 and
easier.
Holger annoying in this
If
tournament.
anybody you don't want looking down, that's
Top 25 is
Kennedy
okay.
Marlins. He's
I'm not
looking to
happy
find
with
a
Holger
second
though.
one here. He does not know
Holger
that
is
Dudu
gay.
has actually crossed, but Bomb is going to struggle to get down here as all of the players of Asilium have officially made this rotation. Number 1 Balance is actually on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
We might hit a flank here soon.
That's the thing about it. If you're going to hit 5-man
Did
hits
you
to
know
me,
I
you've gotta
joined the
get
11
in no
entries
matter
on
what the
Invincible?
outcome is on
Dead
your
ass?
first attempt.
Hold on, let me check that.
Joker doubles down. Balance is still waiting. He's just waiting to see if there's going to be a cross out. Faint's watching over the
Oh,
middle.
Len
of
is
his
very
scope.
close to
Marvel's got a
100k.
sniper of his own
Sheesh.
just behind him. So firepower does provide a one-shot kill potential.
I didn't
but
see your name
to
in
take
the
down multiple members at the same time,
in
it would
the
have to be on to
list.
Balance, who nearly whiffed right there on Arau.
He said
Bomb planted,
Zeke.
and neither of the snipers can do
Aston.
much to find any exit kills. We go 3v3.
The
I
patience
did
did pay
not
off for
see
a
an
kill
egg
inside
here.
of Balance, but Bomb is now down for free. This is
There's
actually a
Zed,
more favorable situation for
Aston,
Godsent
Chris,
currently
Flo,
because they can now just
Yuza,
watch this mid entrance
Akuru.
as Asilium tries to force their
Scope.
way in.
I know
with the
Scope though,
sniper,
he's in
probably hoping to
Phantom
get a pick
mode.
here to open up
He's
the
in
lane for
my
his players,
team.
but Godsent backs up. They
Yeah.
back up and give a lot of control over to Asilium. Thankfully, a kill trades out. 2v2.
SGFX?
Those snipes
Oh,
are not
okay.
hitting 2v1.
I left
Godsent
stream
Bomb is down.
to
You just have to
check.
win 1 or 2 gunfights,
Oh,
but
Balance.
So I didn't
Balance
see.
comes out on top. Godsent, you were in the driver's seat. You had complete control of the B site. All you had to watch was that mid push, but instead they allow Asilium to push up, get a couple of trades going their way, and that's the bomb defuse. 3-1 in favor of Asilium.
Bit of a miscue there, you feel like, right? I mean,
Dude, have you
really
guys
is a
been watching
favorable setup for
Valorant
Godsent.
Champions?
It's a 3v3. The last
It's
two
like
members-
actually
the last
so
members
fun to
for Slim are
watch.
holding on to
You
scopes.
guys don't understand.
But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. They just give away too much space, and the retake is arguably way easier than it should have been. Trophy system denying early utility is a lot of it coming from Godsent is heading over towards the A site. Shark first blood out of Mihawk. Balance once again up to his crazy antics mid-map. Good for 1. The Fennec at that range, though, doesn't like the look of the gunfight, backs down, and will just hold on to numbers here
Now
for
I could
Asilium's
like
defense.
candies.
Asilium was one of those teams
No,
that once
I
they
did
get
not
on
like
a roll,
candies.
it is almost
Nuts fit in your
impossible
mouth.
to stop them, and
Haha, you
Godsent's
got
feeling the
me.
blunt of that right now with Balance very confidently pushing up
Man.
through mid-site, getting a first blood, and then getting the help from the
Skin,
Shark
yeah.
sniper over
Largest
in tower.
organ in the
Now
body,
4-1 in
facts.
the S&D, looking
That's
incredibly
true.
confident.
The thing about it, for Godsent is how do you not get a read on what Balance is doing? He's just
Yo
running
guys,
through the
you want me
middle
to
of the
fall
map
asleep
every
on
single round.
stream?
Nobody
See how long
can
it
knock
takes
it
for me to fall asleep.
over towards mid.
Falling asleep while watching Tottenham esports.
The part for Balance is the defense comes away
Oh
with
my
4 of
god,
the
this
first
is
five.
this is
Both
out of
sides
hand,
now
dude.
on their
I've already
attack.
shut on Tottenham esports
Trying
enough,
to
bro.
inspire a little bit of the same energy that Balance is putting on. Just underneath the sniper tower mid-map, he's playing a much more passive angle, trying to see if maybe Asilium gets a little bit over-aggressive over towards the trailer entrance.
Definitely respect the counter, but Asilium actually looking
And
to
then, you know
change
what I mean?
pace here as they
I'll
have
make an
slowed
alarm,
down
dude.
incredibly. They are working at 0.5 times speed right now as that first blood gets on the hands of Marvel with the sniper. One of the scariest snipers I believe we'll have in our finals today. As some trophy systems will go down as well, but 3v3, huge shots out Baruja here. Kind of balance that out. That's going to be bombed down as well. He finds another kill. He's saying, this is my trailer now. This is my A site. There's no free plan for you.
Wait, the
You've
liver
got
is
to do
bigger
it.
than the large intestines?
Cannot confirm the kill, but
What?
again, we've got multiple games going at the same time.
Holy
Looking
shit,
for the
they're
top
not
left
lying
arrow.
about the
Up
multiple
in the
games,
series
dude.
2-1, but down currently on the takeoff hard point for map number 4. We swap our attention there. As Skate has looked really good in the hard point so so far. I mean, it's, well, I should say that we've seen them play one map, and we're tallying up the score right now, and it's looking great for them through the first hard point. Also looking at what the spawns are looking like, 50-50 at the moment. Leozera realizing that, okay, I'm the last player left alive for the favored spawn side. I got to keep my life, but does get taken down by
I'm gonna get turned into a meme if I just fall asleep,
anything,
dude.
is incredibly resilient, especially in our respawns. But ARP have continuously won rotation in that first hard point that we watched.
Alright, guys, I'm getting my blanket. Good night.
Once again, 20 seconds though left on this hill. We're hoping to see a little bit of a cross map action.
Blankie! Oh my god, I thought my headphones were connected by a wire for a second.
15 seconds on the clock. It looks
And
like
then I forgot. My iPad doesn't even have a headphone jack.
Position here to watch this rotation, but not connect with any of the shots. So
Oh my god, who was a face cam? Oh, I don't know how to face cam. It was a
The
joke.
next one up defensively on this rotation will be Pabzera, trying to hold just a cheeky corner, wait for maybe a bit of help. Pab will find one, but then gets traded.
I was
Miguel's
gonna lie,
still not
sniping
taking
is
shots
very
at long
tempting
range.
right now.
Even though the hard point will open up in their favor, ARP have a chance here on this break attempt to really gain some momentum. Just comes down to, do they have anything to use to try to break? And well, maybe we don't get our full-out answer, as Limbs will deny us that as he finds the first two, and the rest of Skate clean up the pieces. And it's a clean up
my
of 3
god.
as Skate dominate the kill feed and walk away with the first
Watch
one.
me start
Here on the hill.
sleep saying
What we didn't
shit.
see from Skate earlier was absolutely no rotations, and the fact that they got this hold on this hill, I don't expect
This is
ARP
gonna be a
to break
terrible
in
idea, isn't it?
anytime soon, as they have to wait
Guys,
for their
what time
teammates.
should I
So
set my
a little
alarm for?
over-aggression on the side
Wait,
of Pepe. He
what
will
time
get
is
shut
Sentinels
down.
playing in
Our 5
Valorant
seconds going to the
Esports?
side of Skate. If I was
5
ARP,
AM,
I would
alright.
just go ahead and hit that rotation, let them have the scrap time.
That's when I'm-
hopefully play
that's
for
when
the
I'm
full
waking
50 as
up,
number
5
one.
AM. That's
gonna
in
be
2
Limbs on Skate
hours.
that actually spawns out across the map and should get free rotation as well. ARP
Alright.
is falling behind.
Well, the thing
5.
about it is
Actually,
they
I'm
control
gonna
the
get
top side of
like
the minimap, which is what you're going to want as we
around
go from the third to the fourth hard point. Top left corner is over
5.
Leozera actually goes to hit the old time.
20.
Maybe just trying to stretch ARP a bit thin on this initial setup, but
AM.
it's traded. So now the hit largely has to come from the front. Gravity spike available from Leo. Do they want to try to use this as they make their way up? Bit of a bait and switch situation. Not as clean as
Alright,
you would have liked it, but the kill
what am I
still comes
using
through
as
regardless. So
my
Leo's in up
alarm?
top. Now makes his way back down to the low ground. Doesn't get full credit for the third elimination,
I
but
can make
help
it the
is here for the
Modern
rest of their
Warfare
teammates.
2
The only big question
tactical
here is,
nukes
look at number 2 and
sound.
Red. Pengy spawns behind
can
all of
do
this,
that.
and fortunately Skate deal with the chaos, and now all of a sudden can stretch their way closer to 150.
Leo was huge there with that big open break. Leo's in finding, I believe, 4 to 5 players
Dude, I
after ARP
hope
had
this,
that first
Bobby
initial, but they
plays
were able to
contract.
plug their way back in. That's 3
I wanna
on the
know
side
Bobby's
of
true
ARP.
opinions on
108
stage
to
5, how it's
70,
going
20
so
seconds
far.
left in this hill. It should be scrap time in favor of ARP to
Alright,
almost tie
guys, I'm
this
gonna
game up.
make-
But Skate is looking to
I'm
invest a
gonna
little bit
send
more
the
into this scrap
police
time.
stream
13 seconds left on
alarm
this hill.
for MP3.
ARP just relying on one. It's Hia trying to do whatever they can to just soak up or contest as much of the scrap time as possible. And I would say
Oh,
mission
that's, oh yeah, I
accomplished.
made that when I was
Only
gonna
about 4
stream for
seconds in the
24
last 20.
hours.
So 113.76 to score. We rotate back over towards the
I did that for the
Pabzera
24
working
hour
on a bit of a
stream,
flank behind,
okay.
and Jesus saves. It's good cut off
Oh my fucking god, that's
Now the full
loud
flank
and
comes
it's
and is acknowledged by
perfect.
Pabzera. Brilliant solo play. That'll
Could you
clear
guys
off
hear
any
that
ARP
shit?
members on the hard point, and with blue arrows surrounding, this is looking like there's going to be time generated here for Skate.
What patience
Oh my
and
god, y'all are
also routing
talking
by
about fucking
Pabzera there. I mean,
livers
that was
and
the
body
opening
organs.
kills. The fact
Oh,
that
I'm
he
just
managed to
picking
then
more
cause time to
fucking
slip
lol.
behind 2 of those players from ARP and then also get a kill off Hill while managing to
Oh,
stay
this-
alive, meaning that ARP
Oh,
still
I
had to
didn't
go
do
on the
enough
hunt
for
for him
you
behind
guys.
enemy lines. That was huge for this opening hill. Now 30 seconds left, 125, a mere 25 seconds left needed for Skate.
Alright,
to
good
take
night,
this
fellas.
next hard point.
I'm gonna sleep with my headphones
Skate's in
on
trouble.
and see what happens. Bro, I've still got my
Last
light
18
on.
seconds will be
Good
enough.
night.
They soak up every second to win the game here, but they are forced off.
I can't sleep,
Gravity
dude.
Vortex comes out to
Oh,
make sure
I
that
can't
ARP,
sleep.
though,
I'm gonna just be
can you
laughing,
hold
bro.
off this next hit? We've got drones in play. Dragonfire is making their way across. But ARP still tallying eliminations. If you could put together a bit of a forward zone across this hard point, maybe there's a chance here. And Pepe coming back to the fight, able to go 1 for 1, and that trade will allow an opportunity. As the
Hold on, let me change the name of the title to Stage 5 Sleep Stream.
Does actually realize that Skate aren't just hitting from the front. They're coming from
Alright,
the
I need to
middle.
turn off my light,
For
dude.
ARP, they have to play perfect hard point here, and they want to somehow slip this game away. 20 points is all Skate needs here to close out this second hard
Alright, I
point.
turned
But
off
ARP
my
are
light.
forcing their way in. They're holding this time for now as they break that 100 mark point. 38 seconds left
Got
on this
the
hill. Balance looks like he
blankie.
was trying to go for a flank on the other side, but he gets shut down.
And I'm
quickly
just,
by
I'm gonna
Peggy,
put it in my
who's holding down the
Discord
lead spot.
server.
This is a tight one. Pepe doing everything on that flank to take away a couple, and ARP are not losing a gunfight right now. Hold on a second. Comeback definitely potentially on the cards. We look over to see what's going on in game 5. That one just starting, but a tight one here as Skate and ARP continue to go back and forth. The comeback is still alive
I need to
for
turn down the
ARP.
brightness, dude. It's so bright.
This is very doable. They do
Alright, there we go.
everything you possibly could have asked for them
Run for
on
your
this
done,
second
guess.
hardpoint. The big question is, can you win the rotation?
I didn't
going on
get
in the net?
notified that
That's
you were
exactly
live. Well,
as
guess
we
what?
put
I'm
it.
going
They
to
have maybe
sleep,
one
dude.
push in the next zone. It looks like the
Sleep
Golden
stream
Arrows
for
are
the
going in their
boys.
favor. We are gonna hop right back in, 138 to 1.
Alright, guys,
They were late
this
on
is it. This is
rotation, but they
goodbye.
somehow flooded in. Skade though, hold on
Wow,
to
if I'm
life
able to
here. It's
sleep,
only one more
dude.
player of ARP that's gonna be close enough to try and contest this. He's gonna wait for his teammates, but they have spawns. They have one contest here, possibly go in their favor. It's not going to work out in the end. 150 to 130. ARP almost pulling it off.
Look at Latin America's regional finals with game 5 galores. Skade providing that. And we swap over to an EU versus NA battle here. Nova and Explicit also locked into map number 5. And as Explicit had won the first offensive round, they find themselves now up in numbers 5-3 in the second. And I mean, the Bombs nowhere even near planning anywhere. They're just winning gunfights and saying, okay, fine, give us the numbers advantage. We're fine with that in the first 30 seconds.
I can't even believe there was 3 players, none of them having the bomb push up on the A site. One actually does get shut down by the likes of Marky here. Marky and Saturns are watching over
I'm
this
trying
A
to
site, but
sleep,
what they
guys.
don't
It's
know,
not
number 4 on the side of
working.
Explicit is Solar Season. Looks like he might get a free full wrap here, but
Let me
he's got
just
to
do
be
this
quicker
so
about
that-
it. With a minute left on the clock, and the bomb
Yeah.
is actually down and out
I'm
now at
just
the A
making my
site. It
iPad
looks
lower.
like Veteran and Solo are just looking to go for the kills.
Wow, what a play call. Play for the eliminations, but Karma still tallies 1. Big question, will Solar be able to lock down the 1v1? Yes, he will. Backside, a little bit unexpected. Explicit, it's not as comfortable as you would have liked considering it was 5v3, but still up 2-0 in the first 2 rounds.
Once that bomb was down at A, the fact that the aggression out of Solo to just push up and get those 2 kills was huge for the likes of Explicit. And I said Solar could get a flank here. He didn't have a whole lot of time to do it, but near the end, he finally made his way down the round side of the map and ends up getting that 1v1 kill. But as we hop on board with Solar Season, once again, Bomb is forcing his way over to the B side. But what they don't know, number 2 and where that's going to be Karma and Saturns that might shoot them in the back.
This is so brilliant, though, from Explicit. They double smoke mid. It completely envelops the entire sight line that could be watched from mid-map, but Saturn repositions, takes care of Solar, who is trying to once again sneak behind enemy lines. Veteran still keeping the numbers in favor of Explicit's offense. We go 4v3. Bomb making a play past the B site. And Karma up top gets sniffed out by Solo. Huge pick. And now it's really just down to Marky. He's going to have to hit some incredible shots. Sees one, but doesn't pull the trigger, knowing that, okay, a threat could be imminent. I got to make sure I keep my life. Even more so now that Turu somehow just took himself off the map. I don't know what just happened right there.
I don't know either. Marky actually getting that timing, walking away from the B site. The second the bomb's getting planted, he catches Solo. Solo turns and burns. Explicit are giving no breathing room for Nova here. 3-0. What a convincing round out of them. The aggression has just not allowed Nova to get on their feet.
Look, Explicit search and destroy at stage 4 is the reason that they are here. And now it's starting to become a reason that they may start off their group stage with what I would say for just by seeding alone would be an upset. This is your EU Masters champion in Nova. Yaya looking to make sure things stay tight.
If you're still
First
here,
block
I
gets
don't know where
traded.
the fuck
Bomb
you
looking to
are.
get more aggressive through the middle of the map,
But yeah,
at
hi
the moment,
guys.
there's no vacancy at either bomb site.
Can
You
you
gotta make a
guys- you
decision.
guys are
And
allowed
Marky,
to spam
huge
in
pickup
chat.
as he was shot at first.
You can
Still
you
tallies
can
a kill
talk
before
am-
Lucifer
you can talk
eventually goes
amongst
pinstripe
yourself
with the
and
kill
you
feed
can
and
do
turn it into a
quizzes,
3v2 favoring
and you can
Explicit.
spam on
3v2,
yeah.
and they're not even worried about Bomb right now, but that's actually a huge 2 out of Saturns to shut down Lucifer and Snipes in a 1v2. This could be the first round Nova puts on the board, but it is Solar Season who's making his way across the
I
map.
don't know
Now
if
he
there's
does have to
Ava
pick
in
up
chat.
Bomb as well.
I
There
can
is a
barely
minute
see.
on the clock. Number 5 and 2
Oh,
is
I
going to
gotta
be
remember.
Saturn's actually that
Hold on, let me put on my
back up. They're playing
glasses.
together, playing for the trade. Looking
Where the
for
fuck did I
Bomb.
put my
Solar gets the read on
glasses?
Turu at least.
Ah!
Now making this way
Hold up.
to the launch bay.
Okay.
Saturns. Trigger display. No, doesn't finish the kill.
Thank you for joining,
Bomb
Rizu.
picked up. And he should know that B should be largely free here. We tell everything else that's going on. Map 5
Hold up,
is
let me
something
just
we are
make a
seeing.
pin message. I
Top
am
right,
asleep.
Godsend map 3.
Lol.
We stay here and we should, move over to this map.
If
5.
people
Tally how
wonder
things are going this
where
way.
the
This could be a
fuck I
huge
am.
upset as Skade find a way to get to map 5. Something they did
Hold on,
routinely
how's
through
Valorant
regional
going?
finals, and they take the first
Oh
round
my
here
god.
versus ARP, the North American
Gambit
regional
made a
final champion.
massive fucking
Looks like
comeback.
it's
They're
a
shitting
map
on them,
Game
cunt.
5 is Skade's favorite place. They feel at home here
Well,
in the
alright,
length of
good
series.
night, lads.
If anybody's going to
Yeah.
take this one away, it's going to be them. Already first round on the board, up 1-0.
Chav,
Looks like
make sure this
over
place
to the
doesn't
east side.
become a
Bomb
shit
is
fuck,
there
alright?
as well, but 4 members of ARP is actually going to be inside of this mid.
Dude, the fact that there's still 29
Not
people
afraid to
watching
take
right
the
now
gunfight.
is actually
That's
fucking
everything.
stupid.
Up top thumper. Jeez. People said the shorty was nuts. Miguel tallies up a very open and free first blood. Provides some vacancy for the bomb to get planted. And it will do so. Lynn's able to get it down.
What time there? Like 3:05
Finds
a.m.
one kill mid-map. They have an opportunity to try to flood through this. The question is, do you go through mid or do you just go from the ski lift? That's the only real thing you have to consider here.
Big bomb plan. It's all going to be up to Miguel. He's up in this mid. He's at the perfect angle here to catch a player or two off guard. And not only that, he can check on bomb as well. Jesus saves though. Is down and out over on our ski lift here, just trying to get an angle. Let's see if Leosin might read that. If he gets the timing. There's kill just yet, but Jesus is the only one alive. The trades do go out in their favor. Now up 2-0 in this S&D.
It's just thumper. Oh, it hit you twice. All right, eat one of these for breakfast.
Can I get a good night
Alright,
in
Leosin,
chat,
again,
guys?
they want it.
Can I get like a lot? Please, I
Here
need
we
good
go.
night
2-0.
wishes. Just
Third round of offense coming out for Skate.
Oh, where's my
And they
pillow?
have
I'm gonna put my pillow
really
up as
relied
well.
on what these snipers can find, but the set nades, I was about to say, have also been really good at controlling space early. Lynn's able to tally a first blood with it. Panky forced to respond. Does actually clear out computers. That was bottom right of this free cam.
Thank
Mago's
you,
the one that's by
guys.
himself. Smoke trying to keep him alive. Lynn's finding some hit markers. Goes to the thumper, but getting through it. It's Mago with the pistol. Finds one. Would need to do more than that, though, as he tries to find a corner to hide in, but Miguelis will get the trade. Pangy on the opposite flank. Keep things relatively even. Go 2v2 and a big 1v1 win there for Pangy. Now leaving Pabzera by himself. 1v1 with a minute 15 to play.
He was locked in. I don't know if you saw his cam there. He was locked in with that 2-piece.
Dude,
And
I
now
should
in a
likely go to the stream
1v1,
chat
it's
at
going to be
the
the
end
sniper's bomb is
and then just
down
read
to
everything that
Jesus
people said.
Pabzera. Pabzera's making his way down bottom. Does get bomb. Doesn't have a free plant at B though. If he ends up going
Alright
here,
guys,
he
apparently I
should
snore when I
get a little bit
sleep, so that's not
he has
something to
plenty
look
of
out
time to Do
for.
whatever he wants here. I'm looking to go down, but Jesus is going around the rear. He might check this just in time. The bomb gets planted, but does he know that Jesus right behind me? Got shot in the back. He turns.
Turn!
And burns. He turns and burns the kill. 3-0. Look at him on the camera. Look at him. Look at the hype.
Oh my goodness. The ice from Pabzera picking up the Type 25 at the same time as grabbing the bomb. And whoa. I haven't seen a turn like that in months. Unbelievable stuff, and Skade stay flawless on their offense. Trying to get aggressive. Miguel, first blood again. ARP have been empty in these opening engagements.
And Skate has just been continuously getting that first and 2 bloods and nothing getting traded out for the likes of ARP, which just allows the rest of them to push up and get free kills. We're on board with Miguel currently. Bomb is going to go down on the A site. I mean, ARP is just giving up complete free control of the map. Skate just freely pushing to the A site, freely getting that mid control and getting that first blood. ARP has got to change something now.
Leo's attack down to critical health, but stays alive. Leo's in. Now getting activated. Thumper coming out, trying to get the double. Mago staying alive. Zia turns this from a 2v4 into a 2v2 as he takes the Thumper out of his zone for a double. Leo's in, looking to take down one from close range. It's Limbs and Leo's in, who clutch up. And yeah, get amped, get excited. It's 4-0 up, and Latin America's looking for the first major upset here in the Western Finals.
4-0. I mean, the read out of Leosin to check that corner and get that instant trade with his teammate. They are looking incredibly comfortable on this map. Game 5, like I said, Skade feeling a little bit too at home here, up 4-0. Opening gunfights already. Mago finds one on Miguel. The trade does come out, though, 4v4. But again, that free mid push on the side of Skade actually not going in their favor for once. 4v3. ARP showing a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Leo's here up top. Nice Pangy from chasing down a teammate. Good help coming through in the full flank. Look at the bomb carrier. It's Limbs. He gets around the back for 3! All of the investment for ARP. It's all eggs into one basket. And it's a little too early for Easter references, but hopping around the back is Limbs for the triple and a bomb plant. leaving Mago by himself with the scope, and he's been tallied. Everyone knows where he is. Leo Zera's making sure there's no rotation. Here comes the play. SKS for the kill, and it's a 5-0 offensive half from Skate.
My mouth is open right now. My jaw is dropped. That free flame, not to mention it was the bomb carrier of all people. ARP just getting picked apart on Summit. Unfortunately, you hate to see it. It looked like they finally had some light, like they maybe finally had some footing, but Skate, I mean, they have just been pulling at them out from under the rug. We're going to see a little bit of an aggressive push all the way through the A site. That's going to be up there on Leo's end, hopefully going for the flank.
This is so much information for Skate. They know A's safe. They could be in one of two places. They're either in computers or they're making a play over towards the top second floor over towards B. And Skate's defensive setup looks pretty solid around the corner. 1-for-1 trades. Pabzera on the flank for another opening. And oh no, ARP, your North American regional finalists are about to get upset by Skate unless Jesus Saves can add another commandment to the 10 saying no, not going to happen. It's a flawless 6-0 map 5 and Skate. Yeah, Silencio, por favor, ARP. They take the first map win and first round win here in the round robin.
6-0. 6-0, a game 5, the first series that we've seen finish so far in our Heat 1, ARP versus Skade. And now you let the other contenders know, Skade will take you 6-0 in the map 5 S&D. Do not let them go the distance.
Wow. Unbelievable stuff from Skade. I'm lost for words. That is, I mean, look, I'll toot my own horn here for a little bit. We're talking, you know, who are favorites, who's going to come out and potentially win this whole thing. And the only thing I knew for sure was that Latin America was not going to come out sleeping. And no, they did not. Skade just absolutely woke everybody up. And it's in a place where, look, the Latin American regional finals, they got through the winners finals and then into the grand finals. All of them were map 5s. But in the grand finals, they lost both of the best of 5s on map 5. So the fact that they can come through, make their corrections, and take down America's favorite when it comes to the regional finals, unbelievable shockwave just sent through the group.
It just means you can never count them out, even when they're down. We saw it in the hardpoint, saw it in the domination, and now we saw it a 6-0 S&D against the top seed in America. This is ARP. This is some people's favorites going into this. And like we said, this is the lowest ping some of these players have been on. So if anybody's going to be caught by surprise, it's going to be some of these top teams by these Latin Americans who have been playing on God Wants to Know ping. Here's the highlights from all of the matches in our Heat 1. Most of them going to game 5s, I believe, Shift.
Yeah, that's the other big thing. It's not just the fact that Skate has woken up this group. Godsent, I have to imagine they're still kind of playing through their series. They took a map off of a perennial favorite. I mean, everybody's coming out to play, but Skate, my goodness, this is electric. Because look, we said it at the very top of this matchup. Skate, if you find a way to beat ARP, your hopes of getting out of the group have just gone up exponentially. Whereas now all of a sudden, since ARP have lost, you almost have to look at them and say, you better win out if you want to have a chance, because only 2 teams are getting through these absolutely heavy hitter stacked groups.
Well, that's what Heat 1 does exactly, is that it sets the pace for the rest of the day. We're going to see where some of these teams stand in pools here shortly, but Skate, again, huge opening win for them, a matchup that maybe people might have not favored them going into it, and now that they've shut down one of the bigger teams, they have to feel confident going into the next matches.
That turn from Pabzera, if that isn't a message, I don't know what it would be. And I don't know what the equivalent of vamos is in Portuguese, but I'm going to have to look it up because this Brazilian juggernaut just absolutely threw everything amok. I mean, it's a 6-0 surge. When this Skate team was being daunted by map 5 Search and Destroys, to come through and flawlessly take it from ARP, that is unbelievably incremental when it comes not only down to what could happen in this group, but the chances of Skate maybe getting out of that in the top 2 spot has just become a huge possibility.
Especially after I see that map 1 of hard point firing range 150 to 86. ARP were clearly confident going into this series, but Skade, don't count them out when it comes to that search and destroy 6-3 win, going all the way down to Summit Search and Destroy 6-0. And the fact that it wasn't always like a clean wipe of a round, like it came down to Pabzera in that 1v1. Not only did he have to get bombed down, time was dwindling, and Jesus was actually in a prime position to shoot him in the back. He had the route man paid, and Pabzera just turned him burned on him. So to lose like that, that is a huge blow to the side of ARP.
Unbelievable. I'm lost for words. I really don't have anything else to say. I'm just curious to see what the other results are going to look like after this first heat, because I imagine that's not going to be the only major upset we see on the day. It may not even be the only major upset we see in the first round. Again, we've got 5 total matches to get through, 5 total heats, I should say. 6 matches going on at once, so there's a lot to track. And well, thankfully, we've got a lot of resources available for us to at least attempt to try to do that. So heat 1 coming to a bit of a close. I mean, Allie, the whole question really just comes down to how much further can Skate go, because I think the biggest thing setting up the rest of the day is that is one of your hardest opponents on the schedule that you've already dealt with. So can you find a way to maybe upset again and then almost guarantee yourself maybe a spot out of the group?
I don't even know if it counts as an upset. Again,
yeah,
Skate
that's
making
true.
all these game 5s. The second they reach that 3rd game mode mark, if they're going anything further than that, if you're the other team, I would be shaking in my boots. But moving on from ARP and Skate, I do want to talk about what we saw from Solo in Solar Season.
Sure.
Because I think those might be my 2 favorite players going into today. Solo seems to be putting a lot of those opening gunfights with his team on his back. The second he gets that first blood in S&D, you might as well count the round in their favor.
Yeah, Explicit was really riding that pony all the way through the regional finals, and it looks like the horse is here to race again. So it just comes down to, can they get through what I think would also be considered a bit of an upset, playing up against that Nova squad, which was so good throughout the EU Masters overall. And we take a look at it. Oh my goodness, production just putting it to life. It's a 3-2 map 5 winner for Explicit. News here to us, this is also a major win for Explicit when it comes down to trying to get out of a very stacked group.
Absolutely, and again, this is another game 5. This is only our first heat of the day, and that's 2 series that gone all the way, gone the distance to game 5, and Explicit, for them to come out on top once again, heat 1 sets the pace. $300,000 up for grab in this in this Western Finals, $1 million overall. Sure, you get paid if you're down and out, but you're only going to get into that 6-digit figure money as we're watching in the replays.
Yeah, you mentioned it too. I mean, all the S names really for Explicit were really showing up. Snipe, Solar, and Solo, all of them looking really solid in the moments that we had a chance to watch over the top of it. And it was another map 4, map 5 thriller, it looks like here, as we didn't get a chance to see much of what was happening on standoff, but down 2-1 in the series. Explicit scrapping together a map 4 hardpoint win, and then look at the tally on the search and destroy. 5-1 here turns into a 6-1 tally. Map 5 dominance from 2 of our quote-unquote underdogs, and well, we're seeing it here in studio. We saw Asilium also up 2 maps to 1 there for a moment. So I mean, hey, that's another massive series, although it's not as highlighted as the first 2 that we saw. I'm sure the desk will be able to break that one down in more depth, because for Asilium and Godsent, we said it. For both of these 2 teams, you look at this matchup on the schedule in your group, and you say, we have to win it if we want to have a chance to get out of our group.
I'm just happy all these matches are going to the distance.
Same.
We don't have any clear top giants right now. Once again, some of these teams we haven't even seen since stage 4. And as we're watching now, we're going to hop into Asilium and Godsent. Asilium is up 2-1 on Godsent. Already up. It looks like they're up 30 points as well in the hard point.
Joker has been a huge reason on this Godsent team getting through the Latin American region. I think it was a bit of a surprise, right? I mean, we didn't know how many teams we were fully going to send. We knew at least 3, and Godsent was number 4 on the list after losing in the lower semifinals in dramatic fashion. So they find themselves an extra opportunity to work into the World Championships for the Western Finals, and they've made good use of it here so far. As we look to rotate, 8 seconds left in the hard point, and so far, Asilium there first, but numbers to contest from Godsent as they make their way across the middle of the map.
Are there first, but again, this is only the first couple of hills. 50-52 is going to be the name of the game. And the first one's on rotation. Looks like it is going to be Asilium. 4 and 5, that's going to be Feints and Shark just locking down this first couple contests coming in from Godsent as they're spawning across the map.
Talents, Fennec in hand. Trying to play through the smoke. Contestant nearby. Gets the first. Waiting for the second. Good help coming through. It's the Thumper at his own feet that he survives through it. Uh-oh, balance! How many more times is this gonna happen?
I feel like it's his good luck charm at this point. The second balance watches himself with a streak or kills himself with something. That's when Asilium starts coming out on top, as they do have a 30-point lead, currently looking to get this 20 seconds of scrap time as well. And not only that, that's also going to be Balance pushing out through mid-map, hopefully getting 1 or 2 kills on this rotation.
No, denied. That is a very good pickup from Godsent's POV. They will lose the back 18 seconds or so, which is punishing on the scoreboard, but if you're looking for hills that can provide you a full 60, this one coming up could be one of them. But Shark has slipped the net. And he swims into the hard point, but Araujo denies. Balance also caught into Coffin Corner. He will be tallied, and with that, Godsend cleanly open up the next hill.
I do wish Shark and Balance there played a little bit closer together, not only for trades, but I wish Balance played their life just a little bit more in that corner, got a little aggressive shooting at the player in the window, giving up their position, but they do have 40 seconds to play with right now to try to break themselves into the back of spawns, and that's exactly what they're going to do. You see 4 players forcing their way into the back that is going to spawn out Godsend, but 35 seconds still left for grabs on this hill. That's 3 kills for Godsend as they are shutting down the back, getting a couple of spawn trap going on right now, but the clap should come in shortly.
Godsend, great recovery here. Cilium had a nice route starting to build towards the very top part of the minimap, but denied, if maybe even desperately so. And now Noel, on rotation, finds the first elimination, plays over by the ticket booth, and has gotten himself a bit of salvation here. Sanctuary by way of the trash can, but too many angles to watch. Jazz cleans things up, and just as it was a perfect hill for Godsend, they will find themselves tested here on rotation going to noon.
Tested indeed, and actually he built just enough time for his teammates to make the rotation for next, as well as we saw Dudu slowly making his way towards in for the new spawns. And not only that, they have now the initial as well. Streaks are getting called in. The kill feed is lighting up for Godsend as they flip the lead now 120 to 104. 50 seconds in this hill. The Godsend Mihawk does have a death machine in hill. Shark will shut him down. Streaks galore is going to be the name of this hill.
Joker does get into the Goliath. This is win condition here for Godsend to maybe send us to another map 5. Hunter Killer drone out, Balance in, trying to stay alive, has to deal some damage and does deal some significant damage to Joker. It's marginal, really, I guess you should say. And oh boy, it's a feeding frenzy right now for Joker. Staying alive through the smoke, shots are coming in, but he's still pretty darn healthy inside this Goliath for now. 8 more seconds required, and it's just not gonna happen. Too many specialists and score streaks in play. Facilium trying to flood on through, and Shark actually gets into contest. Joker taken out of the Goliath, but 1 was not enough for Facilium. So we have another map 5 on our hand, and we stop over to the number 1 seed out of Latin America. They're squared up against the NYSL Mayhem, stuck in a map 3, and what was a triple cap for Mayhem is trying to be cauterized here, the bleeding at least from Zygnus, as they do take back the A flag. They do stay a bit empty, though, from finding a second on B.
Mayhem putting a little bit of a clinic on here. Is it 65 to 28 right now in control of B and C, and decapping those as well. Zygnus showed a little bit of life here on C as they start to get the cap. That's going to be Cheeto by himself getting the spawns as well, but Mayhem flipping it right on its head, looking to take that A flag.
Such a difficult fly to get over to B here. Without any high ground possession, it's just, you have to do something miraculous. Tectonic playing bottom scaffold will close out the half. 40-point gap established by the Mayhem, which is a good margin to have. Again, we're jumping into this one late, so we don't know who spawned where, but it looks like Mayhem did spawn from the A flag first. So now their attempt to start things off in the bottom right corner in the red trunks. And Zygnus, look, here's the deal. You capture this B flag early, you have a chance to neutralize this differential pretty darn quickly.
Gunfights going back and forth. B looking to go in the hands of Mayhem once again. 75 to 35, not the most favorable position for Zygnus. They need to flip something on its head here early in this second half, and that's not looking to be possible. Mayhem already spread out across map, getting a couple free kills. Zygnus getting a couple going their way, but they have a lot of work to do.
The thing is, they have shut down 2 of the death machines that were used off the break for Mayhem. So, I mean, coming in with a specialist advantage was NYSL, you would figure, just based on the score. But Zygnus doing well to at least neutralize some of those tools, but they really can't convert. That's the biggest problem, as score streaks are then invested to make sure that everything stays safe around the B flag. And now Awaken pulls out a death machine of his own.
Tattio actually is on the other side of the map. He's actually at the C site trying to look for some free kills, but unfortunately instead of going for that C point, he gets a little too aggressive near the B side to shoot a couple players in the back. Mayhem read that and get the free kill as they now break the 100-point mark. 100 to 48, looking possibly to go up 2-1 in this series if they have B and C under control. I believe Zygnus would possibly need a trip cap here to come back.
Yeah, 2 would, I don't believe mathematically would be enough if you were to exit the entire way, but they are going to get an opportunity here to steal away the C flag. So an AC hold. Wait a second. Not going to happen fully as space denies and starts to deplete, but the spawns will flip. So C will get there, but with that little desperate play from space to generate a little bit more time and space of its own, It's Mayhem who turned it into an A-B hold instead of a BC hold.
Looks like it's just pick your poison at this first point for the side of Cygnus. Do we want the poison to lose at C side, or do we want to lose at A side? Let's just pick and choose for our one flag, because it looks like Mayhem's going to run away with this 123 to 61. I'm getting a lot of streaks called in, specialists as well. B has a little bit of capacity on it, but again, Cygnus, nobody's close enough to get in control.
Yeah, triple cap now for sure required. And it doesn't look like it's really going to be all that plausible considering the positions that NYSL currently are in. And here's the thing, you know, you want to talk about Mayhem in the past, especially from stage 4. You can even throw the Masters conversation. Where were they struggling? In my mind, it was largely in just their specialist and their operator efficiency. They were over-committing so much, and in Respawn, they were getting punished for that. This time, it looks like they've been able to kind of count their cards nicely and cruise their way into what very well should be a map 3 win to put them up 2-1 in this series. This comes down to, can Cygnus pull off maybe the impossible here? They have to get through Goliath if they even want to see this B flag. And Awaken's just going to kind of sit here and wait for someone to step on that flag before it looks like it's all but all over. One last opportunity to touch. B flag not going to happen, and in the same breath, the spawns from Mayhem will allow them the C flag, which would have guaranteed the win. So they will go up 2-1 here, 150 to 82 the final score on the takeoff done.
150 to 82 is not the way that you want to drop down in map 3, but once again, Jibs, I have to talk about the fact that all of these matches are going the distance. We've seen a couple closeouts early, but once we start getting past that domination into our second hardpoint and our last S&D, it starts looking a little bit closer.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing about it is, if Mayhem have cleaned up their respawn, that's going to be great news for the longevity of what this day is going to look like. Because, look, it's hard to really kind of make full-on predictions because of all the interregional battles that we're going to have in front of us. But this was definitely one that I think all 5 of us here at the Broadcast Talent were looking at to say, if there were to be a potential upset, who knows? Because the Cygnus team showed resiliency through stage 4, and in their little show matches they played versus both Mayhem and Tribe kind of in the period between, they were still looking pretty darn competent.
Yeah, and of course you have that conversation about teams that are better, and you know, one game mode or the other. Some teams are better at Respawn, some are better at S&D, but this is Western Finals. You can't really have a favorite game mode because there are going to be teams who will smoke you out. Now again, most of these have gone the distance. We're seeing a lot of really high-end competition here. It has been such a treat thus far, as it looks like we're hopping into this S&D. Asylum versus Godsent. This is Game 5 once again.
Game 5's galore, baby, and we're just in heat number 1. I know Bobby earlier was saying, hey, buckle in for a long day because we're going to see Game 5s at some point throughout the day. I don't know if Bobby would have counted it large enough to see that we're going to have 4 of our first 6 games go to Game 5. So a tight battle here, and again, potential groundbreaking things could happen for the LATAM region if Godsent can find a way to take down Asilium. And so far in this opening round, it's the opposite that's starting to occur. The offense for Asilium, 5v3 with the bomb plant now here today.
I mean, the full control on the A side already. 44 seconds left on the clock, but looks like they're just going for the kills. Bomb finally gets planted. 40 seconds now on board. And a 3v2 suddenly.
Whoa.
Godsent finding a bunch of kills, connecting to Dudu, finds a double. It is now going to be Shark by himself. He needs to win the 1v2. What was all in the hands of Asylum quickly dwindles down in the hands of Dudu as they get the defuse and go up 1-0 in S&D.
Somebody watch the flank. It's a 5v3 with the bomb plant. There's only 3 ways they can hit the site. Hello? Unbelievable. So it's Dudu and Joker with the final handful of kills that just make Asilium look lost in the sauces. Allie turns into a 5-year-old for a second, which is fine. We all snicker once or twice about it.
Come on, Dudu got a double. Dudu got a double on the site. All right. Bob is making his way over to the A site. We're on board with balance. It is still a 5v5. Plenty of time to work with, but a lot of control over on the other side of the map. They've actually made their way into Kitchen. Might push out into B and get the likes onto Dudu. He does get into a gunfight. He doesn't fall just yet. He manages to stay alive, and first blood actually falls for side of Asilium.
It's not just advantage for Godsent in numbers. Look at the position through the B site for number 5 and number 2. They have to know that you've taken away options for Asilium, so they're going to keep Noel just hanging out backside red. They'll send Dudu back over to help over the middle of the map, and he actually sees Shark through Kitchen. He takes the gunfight, and Asilium look lost. Get these guys a GPS, an atlas, a compass, something.
they were fully pushed up in the kitchen. They had all the artillery to push through spawn and maybe make a wrap towards B site if they weren't too comfortable with A. But the fact that Bomb actually went back through mid over to their side spawn, they lost 2 players, 48 seconds on the clock, and now we have Arajo on the heady for A site. I mean, this, Asilium doesn't know what to do.
There's not many options at this point. Someone's going to have to do something clip-worthy, because we know Marvel's got a scope. Does Feints? Sure sounds like it, and he's playing just over through Tiki. Marvel does take down 1, but the response comes through, and that's the last automatic weapon for the side of Asilium to work with. So now 2v4 with just scopes and 15 seconds to play. Bomb should be recoverable from this position just outside money window. Feints has to try to make a slide shell happen. No quick scope there, and oh my goodness, Dudu is just... Whew.
I mean, he flanked through mid, through the back, and I mean, there was just nothing Asilium could do at that point. It was a great play call out of him. He was like, you know what, I'm tired of sitting and waiting for you guys to push up onto this site after we picked you apart in the first couple of seconds of the round. Asilium, 2-2 in this series, but down 2-0 in the S&D. Looks like they put everything in their favor. They get into favorable positions, and then it just all falls apart as the Bomb's now getting free put down in mid. Don't know why the bomb carrier was by himself, but Noel gets the free kill and gets to push back out.
Yeah, Asilium's early utility didn't look like it caught much because Godsent just ran and sprinted forward. Joker tallies up Feints. Shirk also drops Marvel. I mean, what? You're going to ask him to hit off 3-4 quick scopes to even salvage that engagement. He's going to back away and try to play this 2v4 with his teammate Jazz, who does keep the bomb in their hands. So there's an opportunity here, and honestly, defensively, they are leaving a lot of vacancy here towards the A site. So if Marvel can get a read on this and they commit for a plant, there is still an opportunity here for Asilium to salvage this round 3.
I'm a big fan of Marvel on both sides of the spectrum, but unfortunately his team looks like it just puts a little too much on his shoulders for getting that opening pick and allows the aggression of Godsent for free kills. But again, I talk about aggression. Jazz actually did just fine too, now putting themselves in a 1v2 situation. 48 seconds on the clock. They do have bomb as well, but Godsent, both players are stacking on top of each other. They're looking to play out the trade.
Gets the sound cues from stray shots coming through mid. Jazz was considering maybe double backing over towards his spawn to maybe get an angle at B, but instead now pushes through the cutout, works backside jungle. And he's going to have, again, this is a lot of clearance. You know that there's no one backside by apartment. No one obviously is shooting at you through the backside of basketball, so he's going to go for the plant. And his post-plant position could play the back stairs if he wants to. This is a great look at a 1v2.
Now the biggest problem here is Godsent actually set both players to the front side instead of going for the pinch, which probably would have worked better in their favor. So Jazz is set up here. If they read the front hill from some stray shots, maybe got some sound cues, doesn't know they're going to be there, turns just a little too late. Good try, but now Godsent up 3-0 in our Game 5 S&D.
Yeah, look, it's a hell of an effort from Jazz. The first double he finds is an immaculate one. It just... maybe a little bit of shakiness as far as what does he want to do at the post plant, because when you're going through a 1v4 like that and you get the bomb down, you have it set up for you to play through back stairs. He hit the nade. Go clear out the rest of the stairs and play tree or something. You have a really good angle at where you planted the bomb, but instead decides to hold his ground and gets punished for the decision. So now it almost feels like a must-win round coming out here from the defense, or pardon me, from the attacking side of Asilium, and this is a fresh look. 3-member hit through open stairs, up into kitchen, and there is no one home.
Honestly, I'm getting PTSD. The last time they did this, they fell apart after their first pick and then pushed their way back through mid into their own spawn. But you gotta imagine the call out from Noel right now. He's deep in their spawn coming out the rear from pool side. So they've gotta know they're all in mid.
Holy mayhem! 124 to nothing? Okay, I don't know where the map one came through for Zygnus, but I don't know if they loaded into this map.
I thought you said they weren't good at respawn. What's going on?
Bobby's face right now says it all. he's leaning back in his seat like, bro, are you kidding? This is the definition of a sheesh.
All right, well, 138-0 on the right side of our screen as we're just going to go back over to the game that's actually got some action going on. 2v2, Godsent up 3-0. Mihawk here looking to maybe slide across and pick up this bomb that seems to be taken down on the heady. It's going to be Mihawk and Noel versus Jazz and Feints. Feints gets a little bit of information on poolside. Doesn't get the kill, though. 30 seconds left on the clock. They got to pick up this bomb and make that plant, but Asilium's got wind of it. Maybe this will be the first round they get on the board.
Oh, Noel does get information on, that's Jazz, top cutout. And with that information, Mihawk kind of freezes in his steps. He's gonna play timing. Gets the sound cue, pops up for one. Opportunity for the second, doesn't get a clean look at it, so backs away. Now a 1v2. Feints, what do you have in store for us? Electric with the scope throughout all the EU regional stuff, but it would have to hit a quick scope here as he tries to slide Chow over towards the back box. Not going to happen, and it's 4-0 Godsent. The number 4 seed from Latin America, what's happening?
Again, like I said, some of these teams, might be the first time that they're properly playing each other. And you know, these other teams, these top seed teams will come in with the confidence and Godsent. They can just come out and surprise, and that's exactly what they're doing. Asilium, even though some rounds keep going their way, Godsent just always ends out on top in the weirdest of ways. Bomb now is going to be making his way over to the A side, but already we're going to see some opening gunfights. The snipes out of Joker, getting that close shot. That's Bomb down. 3v5 already in the favor of Godsent.
It's not the fact that Godsent continues to find numbers advantages from off the rip. They're finding them in positions that are allowing them to... Jazz, what happened? Just completely dominate the map. And then Jazz just gets pistol whipped. And now it's down to Feints again. This time he's got at least a Type 25 to work with. The question would be, does he also have the scope in the back pocket? Regardless of that, the most important part of this equation for a 1v5 is the bomb. And there is no way in this high heavens he's going to be able to get this for free.
I mean, there is 5 players just waiting for any sort of information. I mean, you just watch your mini map. Number 5, that's going to be Noel just sitting on top of the bomb. Feints some mic at timing. He catches 2 players. Does he get the opening kill? He doesn't. He gets wall banged from Joker as he turns around for that kill. 5-0. We might be seeing another 6-0 S&D game 5 shift.
Latin America has come to play. Maybe you say Brazil's come to play because Zygnus didn't show up on the raid hardpoint we just saw, so it's mostly just Brazil right now. I need to start boning up my Portuguese. As we'll swap the sides over. Godsent first look over on their offense. Good smoke covering the staircase over to Laundry, and a good look from Dudu as he moves through the car, explodes. Mihawk gets credited for the double. Dudu looking for number 3, no problems there. And the bomb's gonna get planted. It's a 4v2 for Godsent to go 6-0 in the map 5.
I blink and there's smokes. There's a car that blows up. That's
God.
2 players down. Shark in a 1v4. 6-0 S&D is looking in the favor. Is there any time to clip it? Be now, but Shark quickly shuts down one. Possible. He could do it here. He finds the second one. If anybody's going to do it, it will be Shark. 1v2, 27 seconds on the clock. He's a little hurt now, but he does have the information. Smokes go out. The 2 players Godsent are looking to make their way towards him, though. Only 20 seconds left for this bomb defuse. He needs at least 4 of them. Shark's going to push up through the smoke. He might get this kill, but 10 seconds. He doesn't have enough time for the defuse either. This should be a 6-0 in favor of Godsent.
Sees one over the top. Shot's not going to be clean enough, and it's a 6-0. Number 4 from Latin America.
Shock it.
What? What? Do your best, Little John. What? I mean, this is unbelievable. I never in my life would have expected number 4 from Latin America, number 2 from Latin America to come out, steal away 2 games. I won't even say steal away. They dominated 2 game 5s.
The 6-0, I don't even know what to say at that point because it was straight up Godsent just getting free picks, easy reads, just picking apart Asilium even when they had advantage, even when they had control. But it was also some bad call plays. Asilium, when they pushed up into that kitchen, I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
They can push through spawns, they can wrap into the B side if they want, maybe get a couple players in the back. But Bomb made its way up to kitchen. Somebody got caught out of position on the side of Asilium. Godsent finds first blood, and then Bomb goes back. You never backtrack Call of Duty. Backtracks through mid, goes back through spawn, then they're just stuck out poolside, and that was 6-0.
We don't have to adjust our monitors. You don't have to adjust either. Yeah, 3-2. The map 5 winner, Godsent. Number 4 from Latin America. I don't even think they knew they were going to be here after they had gotten through their regional finals. So the fact that not only have they done that, we talked about both these teams would need to win this match if they want to have a chance to get out of their groups, and Godsent sends it through electrically. And a lot of it did come through the search and destroy for sure. But even in the respawn, I mean, Dudu's looking great. And the entries have been on point throughout the entirety of this series. And that, I will just say, pans out for a very dangerous path through this group if Godsent continue to play at this level.
I mean, the first 4 maps in the series, I mean, it was fairly close, as we're going to see on our board right now. It was pretty back and forth between both of these teams. And for them to come out at 6-0 in the S&D at the end, what a pacemaker. Again, this Heat 1, I believe we have 4 matches that have gone to Game 5. As we reminisce now, Asilium versus Godsent. What a way to come out on top at the start of the day.
Yeah, and look, I know that there are probably a lot of people out there that are Brazilian diehards, and they're probably sitting there saying, Casters, come on. Why would you ever doubt us? It's just the simple fact of the matter that it's difficult to give expectations to interregional play. You know, we haven't seen it. It's the first time in 2 years that we've had a chance to get everyone, at least mostly everyone, in the same playing field. And my goodness, Latin America has turned up for their region. For Brazil in particular, I have to imagine the national pride is high. And on the other side, now it's the question of, if you're Cilium, what does the rest of your groups phase look like? Because like we had mentioned in our earlier matches that we concluded, you essentially have to win out if you want to securely get out as a top 2 without having to worry about tiebreaker situations.
Especially when they probably went into this thinking this might have been an easy series. Again, a lot of these
Sure.
top seed teams definitely are going in with a lot of confidence. As we look at this series layout, our first hard point was fairly close, 150 to 127. Firing Rain, Search and Destroy, Asilium kind of closed that out 6-2, and standoff 150 to 83. But that's when Godsent kind of shows some life back up in that hard point. But again, Search and Destroy, 6-0. Godsent, they shouldn't have even been in the driving seat for the Search and Destroy. As we saw earlier, Asylum take that 6-2. Asilium, going into these next heats, you got to forget about this match. You got to forget about the 6-0, because this is what is setting the pace. Now you are in a very unfavorable position going on for the rest of the day that you weren't expecting to be in.
So I guess the question is, we start to look back over some of the independent statistics from some of the matches we've had. Search and Destroy, we've seen the biggest blowout so far in the series. And you take a look over at just how things have unfolded. I mean, look at the overall KD. The slay-heavy power of Asilium is still represented here. But I think the biggest question I asked you, Ali, is just the adaptations were absent for Asilium on Search in particular. It was a one-dimensional hit, and when that doesn't work, it was like, what do we do now?
Oh, you gotta wonder whose shoulders that game is kind of on. You gotta wonder who's the play caller when it comes to Search and Destroy, because having overall KD is positive for Asilium. But again, once they were caught out of position, it's like they didn't know what to do. It's like they suddenly got headless and they lost all chain of command and just started moving around the map on their own, and they weren't really playing on top of each other. They weren't playing for trades, where Godsent continuously was able to capitalize that. I can't imagine how many times I could count that Godsent sent one player back through the spawns and just collapsed onto the rest of Asilium and picked them apart.
Do you think that's a lack of confidence from Asilium, just saying they're trying to play numbers more than actually playing the map? Because anytime that they got first blooded, it's like everything came to a screeching halt. I think you're absolutely right. There were a number of opportunities for them to actually kind of turn the map back around to their favor. They just never took the right steps.
I think Asilium might be the counterpart of Skade, where Skade, when they're down and out, you can't count them out because they will continuously come back and crawl their way into that game 5. But Asilium, they were very confident in their S&D. We saw that in the 6-2 earlier in the series. So I'm sure going into this game 5, they were like, you know what, we go game 5 S&D, we have this in the bag. Like, we win this. But Godsent came out swinging, so to shut them down so early and continuously to do so, I think Asilium just couldn't get back on their feet. I think their confidence was just ripped away from them.
I'm so glad you used the word confidence, because that was what was kind of just lurking in the back of my mind, is not only does that put you in a great spot to close out potentially map 5s because of your experience, but you win a major series and all of a sudden you're feeling really saucy about the rest of the day. We don't know what the final score was, but I don't think we need to know what the final score was. It was 150 to very little, I have to imagine, if it was anything at all, as Zygnus does fall to NYSL Mayhem. So one of Latin America's and Mexico's pride down currently in this group phase, of which I think all of us were looking at that Group A and saying this is going to be a difficult one to predict. And we take a look over at the final scores. It did turn into a 150-56, so I would say respectable, but I don't know if I could really put a lot of weight into saying respectable to them.
I mean, when we saw they had broken almost 100 point with zeros, about like 100 to 0. So at least Zygnus got on the board with 56 points. I guess a little bit of credit there. I don't know you try to salvage any of that confidence, but standoff S&D 6-3 into domination 150 to 82. We can imagine that went just like the hard point that we got a glimpse into. Now, I want to talk about how you said that you didn't think Mayhem had done very well recently in their respawn, but clearly going against Zygnus have flipped that on its head. So do you think maybe that's because we haven't seen them in a while, or maybe they had just fixed the plot holes that they were missing?
I think it's one of those things that you kind of look over the course of what has happened throughout the year and you try to pick out strengths and vulnerabilities. And the vulnerabilities, at least in my mind, existed with Mayhem's respawn. And a lot of it was just, I think, off the get-go throughout Stage 2, throughout Stage 4, they were just committing everything when they had it. In the small looks that we had at the respawn here in this series was that Mayhem were really being diligent about when they were going to use particular specialists, particular score streaks, and seeing how they were going to layer those on top of one another instead of just having 4 death machines out at the same time. So if they could continue to kind of mold and adapt in that way and become efficient as well as super slay heavy, which we know that this full roster can provide, they're going to be very dangerous. It's just one of those things that, you know, their search and destroy is by far, I think, the best part of their quote-unquote competitive kit. So if they can find a way to start taking control in domination and find ways to maybe even trade hard points, they're looking like they very well could be a potential favorite. It's hard to really put a lot of weight in it because we didn't get a lot to see a lot of the series, but just based on the results and some of the replays we're seeing, it does look like Mayhem have definitely figured out where some of the weaknesses were.
And if you're new here, remember a reminder that there's 5 heats today, 6 matches going on all at once. We will try to keep you updated as much as possible as our Heat 1 here comes to a little bit of a close. We're going to get some replays here from the matches of Mayhem and Zygnus that we happened to miss a little bit of. So here's a look into how those went down. And one thing I've noticed, I guess, for the most part from what we have been able to see is kind of the overall evolution of the strats coming out from these teams. You know, I feel like it used to just be going at each other, slaying out, but I feel like we're seeing a lot more strategic plays out of them, a lot more strategic usage out of kill streaks and out of their specialists. And I wonder if that might be a deciding factor going into our finals, is which team really started capitalizing on the competitive aspect. I
think it's a really fair point to kind of put a pin in and say, yeah, we got to keep our eye on it, because that could be the determining factor. Because going into this, we could really only live off of an eyesight test of, yeah, we saw some Latin American regionals. Yeah, we tuned in, we watched North American regionals. Sure, we also watched a bit of EU. And we kind of looked at those teams playing up against one another. But when you start to throw in the mix inter-regional play, when metas could be very different depending on whatever region you prefer to watch, and now you've got a weapon meta that's very different than what we had in Stage 4, question marks start to arise. Because for Zygnus, if you go back and rewatch their Latin American regional finals, they were running like 5 Holgers almost all the time. You can't get away with that now, and maybe that's part of the reason why they're finding themselves down and out, at least through the first heat.
Absolutely, it's definitely an interesting take. And now I want to think about talking about being inter-regional is some of these teams that have now fallen to our Latin America teams fairly early in our Heat 1. You got to think, do you think going into our Heat 2, 3, 4, 5 of the day, they're going to start respecting these teams that are now inter-regional, being like, all right, we fell down and out early to somebody that we were incredibly confident going against. We went into Game 5s and lost 6-0 S&Ds. Do you think maybe that's going to make them a little hesitant going into the rest of the series?
I think it definitely can, because at the end of the day, it's not just the 1v1 matchup that you have, but in the back of your mind, you've got to consider who else is still left on your schedule. So for ARP in particular, if we want to use them as an example, you lose a match that in your mind at the beginning of the day you say, we have to win this, we should win this. Against Skate, they don't do that. Now all of a sudden, you've got to go back into that group and say, where do we find our unexpected win maybe so we can get out of this group? I mean, yeah, the 40 grand like we continue to mention with this $2 million prize pool is guaranteed from 5th to 12th, but you want to make it to Sunday.
6 figures.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Want 6 figures. You want the cash. You want the big money. $1 million up for grabs. What would you do with that money, Shift? I gotta know. You get $300,000. What do you do?
I don't know. I couldn't even possibly comprehend that kind of stuff.
Do you buy as many Sony Xperia 1 Mark IIIs as you possibly can?
I think you might have to. I mean, I think Beef Mommy was onto something. Of what, 250 different phones you could have. Also going on, and just to kind of keep in the back of your mind, we've got Tribe going up against Na'Vi. I know that us as the broadcast talent, we're looking at this matchup with a lot of open eyes, because this one could also be a determining factor of what the path would have to look like for one team or the other. A lot of question marks about what Tribe would bring into the table after going 0-4 in Search and Destroy throughout Stage 4, finishing top 6, whereas Navi's coming out of Europe looking really strong. Both teams had some words to say on Twitter at the beginning of the day. It looks like the only words being shared now are favoring Tribe at the moment. As you look over towards what's happening here in the group phase overall, you know, again, that group standings after a first heat, it's going to feel like, oh, it's just the first heat. But for matches like this, it's a very important first heat.
It sets the pace. I will always say the first heat of the day, the first matches of the day will set the pace for the rest of it, because you start getting a little bit of an idea where these players stand, where these teams stand in our inter-regional finals here. As we're going to take a look at our groups right now, we have Tribe and Na'Vi coming up next. Now, this might be the first match that we see where team is up 2-0, and there's the possibility of the reverse sweep. I'm not counting them out down yet, but also the possibility of a 3-0 as well.
And look, I'm going to just take the conversation to a back alley here and just talk about the fact that any expectations and predictions you out there may have had, throw them out the window. We had Game 5s everywhere, except for the Mayhem and Zynga's game. So, I mean, that says a lot. The other match that we haven't really been able to tune into with a lot of authority was the Stamina versus Full House gaming match. The fact that Full House, again, the number 3 out of Latin America, could take Stamina to Game 5, I think says a lot about their potential throughout the day. So, I don't know. I'm pumped to see what they have to offer.
Well, we've had 4 Game 5s, 1 Game 4, and now we're hopping into a series where Tribe Gaming is up 2-0 on Na'Vi. Now, should it follow the rest of our groups in this Heat 1, it should hopefully go the distance as we hop right in. Though right off the bat, it's going to be Explicit up 8-3.
Yeah, Explicit Skade now on screen. This it would be a second Heat game here, I would have to imagine. And again, Skade can find a way to start their group up 2-0. I mean, both these teams, they could have the potential of starting their group 2-0 up, and that would be huge. Because really, I think you look at this matchup, kind of like we were talking about Godsend and Cilium, you needed to win that match. That was a must-win. This one kind of feels like the same thing, but Skade coming off their big win are hot to start here on the standoff P1. 30 seconds, already tallied.
Skade already, with a big lead here, 35-8, 15 seconds left on the clock. Already going in for rotation as well. That's going to be 3 members of Explicit, though, looking to put a little wrench in those plans, but one will fall. 1, 5, and 3. That's going to be Pabzera, Leo, and Leo Zin here, looking for that rotation.
Explicit locking down a couple of inside angles to try to find a way to breach on in. But the reinforcements are going to freely work around the back and reinforce this warehouse. Thumpers just to deny the front door. Leo's in up top, guarding the window. And that will be enough for him to earn a couple of the streaks, plus also the gravity spike. Even though he falls and Explicit find a way to break, Skade have been able to at least tally up some early specialists that they could very well use to build a huge buffer here early in this map 1.
Should have been a contest out of Explicit, but Solo, the one-man army there, out of Skade, but Solo, the one-man army, finds 3 people on the point, 54-15, 30 seconds left in this hill. A little bit of contest coming through, but at the end, it's going to be Explicit coming out on top.
These Thumpers are just turning this map into a Michael Bay venue. Explosions everywhere. With that Skade re-break, they don't have to use too much. I mean, you've got, obviously, for Pabzera, he's got the Vortex gun ready to go whenever he wants to use that. And honestly, the rotational timings that we were kind of cautious of when we were watching Skade play in their opening match and their opening heat, they're rotating around standoff like it's a partner they've danced with for years. So we'll keep that one in the back of our mind, and we jump over to the target of our final Heat 1 matchup. It's Tribe Gaming up 2-0 against Na'Vi, and we find ourselves in the domination here on Ring.
2-0 indeed, A and C respectively getting capped on both sides, but what we're really paying attention to is the scrappy gunfights in B side. Huge nades out of the side of Na'Vi, of Don Lai and Veer looking to get that control over onto this B flag, but again, back and forth, no serious contest just yet. On board with Bolu here as he's looking to hopefully find a kill or two as they start to push up and get a little aggressive here. Nobody's really down and out yet, but B did end up falling in the hands of Na'Vi, but it's looking to get flipped here soon. Yeah,
Veer, there are questions about would he be able to actually compete this weekend. He's given us our answer. He not just loads into the lobby, he makes safe the B flag for Na'Vi. An important two flag hold at the moment. Mining mid-map, making sure there's no rotation either through Zig or the open stairs. Wants the challenge, nearly lines up a couple. But with this, trying to start to get a little bit of ground to work with, but largely a lot of it counteracted as Na'Vi continue to have a foothold here on the B flag.
Map 3 in our series is usually always that little bit of a flip map, and for Na'Vi it is do or die. Down 2-0 in this series will be our first matchup that has going to either try and pull off the reverse sweep or get a hot 3-0. B and A still in control of Na'Vi as they're looking to break 30 seconds here to 16. Still a fairly close game here as a lot of contestants looking to come out of Tribe Gaming on the B site.
Bolo's super important position. He works his way over to the backside. Over to Laundry, but cannot find an elimination. Stumper, some damage from Marshy, but no kills as Na'Vi were tested on the B flag, but they hold off. There is no flip, and with the numbers, they will stack it up to deplete. And the 2 flag status will stay for Na'Vi as they continue to grow their lead here in the first half.
A lot on Chali's shoulders right now. He's looking to push through mid to possibly get on that ace site, but he gets cut out of position before he really can do anything. And now Miney's looking to shoot a couple players from the back. He will get that information and called out and taken it down. Tribe now down 20 points here as B has yet to get flipped in their favor. They seem to get a little bit of a foothold, but you got Creed watching over from window here, who is just not letting anybody pass circle.
Yeah, this is a really important role that we've seen a couple of the players pick up the SKS and play this more anchor style slow AR. And if you can find a way to get the double tap in, you're going to be rewarding the benefits of just alleviating pressure at a very safe distance. So Creed definitely executing on that, calls in the Dragonfire. Trying to make a play through Kitchen as they're really kind of tired, I think, of just flooding right on in towards Raid. So now all of a sudden, you've got an opportunity to work on the back. Childs on 6, 3 in a row for him. And he'll meet up with the rest of his teammates as Bandit Marshy cleared out the front door, but Creed's still up top. And You made an effort to keep the B flag neutral, at least contested, but it looks like with this stack, Tribe should flip, and they will.
Tribe finally getting some time onto that B flag. There's actually a huge play out of Marshy, who went through the back of Spawn to get a little bit contest on A, which forced 3 members of Na'Vi to try and get them out of their spawns. But it looks like Veer actually is hoping to do some of the same things, but they're nearing that 75-point mark in our first half. We're looking at a 75-48 ending.
Largely not terrible, I think, for Tribe. You find yourself within 30 points, and you sit there and say, okay, doable. The big thing here is you have to come out and know what you want to use off the break-off operator-wise to maybe win some favor at B, because with this scoreline, you know that Na'Vi have earned up, if not all of them, most of the score streaks and specials they would need. So an important break-off here for Tribe. One player will stay back to capture the home flag. The other 4 using the cover of smoke to try to come through, but it's a war machine from down line. That'll be used to take down what I believe was a death machine that was popped, and with that, Tribe will go back and forth with it, and they actually do win the trades, and with that also the B flag.
Woo, but Miney is looking to have something to say about that. He pulls out the thumper to try and get them off of B. It will get capped in the hands of Tribe Gaming, now in control of A and B side. But again, Navi's not going to give it up that easy. Are looking up to push in with the Goliath called in mid. A lot of kill streaks going in as well. Back and forth, it does find one, but no serious contest yet.
Big question here for Creed. Do you want to use this Goliath? Well, never mind. Not going to use it at all. It's absolutely deleted. I was going to ask the question, do you use this to try to flip the spawns and go back over to the A side through mid-map, or do you use it to be the kind of bodyguard over towards B? Doesn't make much of a difference in the conversation because he is vacated from the premises very quickly. And with that, Tribe commanding position across the map, not just over the B flag, but more importantly, over the middle of the map. There is no avenue here for Na'Vi to work with whatsoever unless they can find some kills.
Na'Vi still in the lead, but Tribe Gaming really in the driver's seat here. Still having A and B side, now getting favorable spawns in our second half here. All of Na'Vi is just stuck out in middle side. Looks like they're trying to put a little bit of pressure onto the A side. Big gunfight to win, but he loses it. Now, once again, looks like we're going to see the lead come in here soon. The lead flip. Number 1, we're on board with Envy. He's looking to make his way up pool, possibly do a little bit of contest onto the C site. He's going to cut in mid, probably shoot a couple players in the bag. Number 2, though, that's going to be Don Lai looking to make his way over to the A site.
That's a massive double. I mean, Envy was the only player to keep the A flag safe from not just a capture, but also a spawn flip, and he's now turned that into a handful in a row. Miney, though, opening up space of his own through Laundry, and with that, a double stack here on the B flag. It's just down to Envy. He's going to have to try to contest this, but can't get there in time. The concussion was sent, but cannot use it to find any kills, and all of a sudden, Na'Vi have turned the flag status in their favor as they hold the CB setup.
That's exactly what Na'Vi needed. They needed that one break and hold on to the B site. Now Tribe have to scramble to try and get this control back, but I mean, it's in the hand of Marshy and Bolu. Find 3 members of Na'Vi. They should get control of this B site, but again, 114 to 102. This is going to be probably one of the closer dominations that we will see today, as everybody's trying to get control of this B side. Is there enough time? Is this going to flip the lead? We're going to find out.
I think the question really kind of could be answered by what does Na'Vi have available to use? I mean, you don't have the Goliath anymore. You have to feel like most of the score streaks are going to be limited to Dragonfires or Predator missiles, if not maybe even Hunter-Killer drones. But those are now being matched and met by Tribe. 3 straight kills, make it 4. 121 is where it's currently stalling for Na'Vi, and with a 2 flag cap, Tribe are going to meet and supersede that quickly. Play around the back, though. Spawn's potentially going to be flipped, and Band is trying to get scrappy. He's going to allow this to happen. He's going to make a play for the C flag, while Na'Vi's trying to make a play around back through Laundry, and as they clean things up, hold on a second. This is going to be a 50-50 battle for what happens over the B flag.
That was a huge play out of Don Line Mining to go over to the A site, because all 5 members of Tribe Gaming were stacked onto B. They were so worried about that contest, but Tribe end up answering in the end. Now the lead switch is there, 132 to 129. A and B in control of Tribe Gaming. Na'Vi maybe have one push here, but unfortunately they're investing too much on that long route over to the A site, and they do not have time for this. So now there is no pressure going to the B side. Goliath does get called out in favor of Tribe, 140 to 133, looking to close this out in a 3-0.
And the Goliath can just make sure nobody sets foot onto this B flag. You also have the drones out. Dragonfire is getting the tags, and this is so much information. Yeah, not going to happen. And that's probably one of the matches that we were looking at saying, this one could be the barn burner in heat number 1. It ends up being the opposite case. A very clean 3-0 for Tribe. Questions largely surrounded them after their top 6 finish at the regional finals. And no questions to be asked here as Tribe get the full-on clean sweep versus Na'Vi to open up their group.
You know what, that's fair. I do have a couple questions.
Okay.
Na'Vi did come back, and they came out swinging in the beginning of that first half, and then they were able to come back and get that B control a little bit later, looking to hold on to that lead, so there was some life there. Of course, the 3-0, you see that and you automatically assume a clean sweep, but Na'Vi, I'm wondering if our Search and Destroy and Hardpoint went the same way with just little mistakes, a little over commitment to certain things that they shouldn't have committed to. Maybe that's what made them falling out against Tribe Gaming.
I'll piggyback you in a different way, asking a question to Na'Vi, but I'm looking more longevity-wise. With this loss versus Tribe, they still have to play up against Mayhem, and the question would be, can they get past the NYSL Mayhem? Because you feel like they're going to have to if Tribe continue to play in this form, and if Mayhem are putting people in 133-0 blenders and hard points, you feel like they're going to be cruising their way maybe through this group. So Na'Vi, there may not be immediate questions as far as what happened in this series, but as far as their group is concerned, they're going to have to answer a lot when it comes down to what Mayhem have to offer later on in. We take a look over the full Heat 1 scores, and to break it down, Puckett, Beef Mommy, Bobby, take it away.
Thank you so much, chat. Show some love to Alley Cat and I Hold Shift. They just crushed 2 hours of Heat 1 action. We got Beef Mommy and Bobby, though, to look at all these numbers, and for me, the first thing that stood out was Latin America is here to play. Brazil is here to cause upsets. In North America, well, I'm not as worried as I thought I might have been. The lower seeds in North America slipping up early, but then you have NYSL and Tribe coming out with some clean victories here. Beef Mommy, opening thoughts here. We had our first round of action. Who are the stars?
There's so many thoughts. My paper is full. Their mouths are dry, but you know what? We have so much to talk about. Latin America has shown up today. Only one has really fallen, but at the same time, they reached map number 5. So there's been 4 games today, 3 LATAM teams to really just reach that game number 5. And they're looking really sharp.
And keep in mind, this is just Heat 1 of 6. In our Heat 1, though, we saw so many incredible plays, and we got to give a shout out to one special hero out there, Bobby. This is our Razor making a statement play of the game. Solo didn't win this one, but this put Explicit on my radar bright and early. In game number 2, he comes up in a 2v3, turns it into a 1v2 clutch with this one. Bobby, break it down for me.
Absolutely beautiful plays, the constant repeaks, knows when he needs to regen, knows exactly how much time remains, gets a little bit of information with the shoulder peek right there, slides outside, shot over top of the heady, and just in time, makes it onto the bomb side. I believe that was a 1v3 and absolutely made a statement right there.
Incredible stuff. So that was Solo in our Razor making a statement play of our opening hour. We have 5 more heats to go. So lock in, get ready. This is our Western Finals, and this is just the beginning. We're going to commercial break. When we come back, Heat 2 is ready to go. Don't go anywhere.
Game over.
Further beyond that, looking for the third. Oh my goodness!
I'm taking it up a level, gonna even score.
Oh, and he's able to get both!
Hit that floor every day, all day. All I do is win. I'm the best in the world. Now let the games begin.
The one gets the second. Another one! Now 1 versus 1. What is this? On top of the North American region, coming out of the lower bracket.
still here.